All right, this is my first time testing this out. I didn't even know. I'm trying to see if I'm see if I can add people on here to debate the way that I do on TikTok. I'm on my other account right now. I want to see if I can do that. Let's see if anybody. Well, that's not what I'm trying to do. Huh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. I don't think I can add people up here like this. Mm-mm-mm. If anybody knows if there's a way to let people join straight from YouTube, let me know. I'm just testing it out to see if that's possible. If they have finally made this as easy as it is to do on the other apps, where I could just have people come up and debate me. I can't do that straight from YouTube, huh? If anybody knows, let me know. Let's see. That's not it. Mm-mm. Sit down on it. Sit down on it. Sit down on it. What's happening, everybody? Does anybody know if there is a way to add people straight from YouTube if I want somebody to come up and debate me? You know, the way that I do on TikTok. If there's a way to do that on here, then I will start. No, there's not, huh? Tisk tisk YouTube. Tisk tisk. Yeah, listen, I was going live on TikTok, and of course, just like everybody flags me on all my accounts because they're jealous. They flag me on TikTok, but TikTok is trash. And so if when people flag you, uh like literally I was reading a joke that somebody said to me. And so I was like, let me see if there's a way for me to even possibly do this on YouTube. Maybe I need to start doing this on X. Honestly, I'm thinking I need to start going live on X so I can curse people out for real because you know, I do a who said is there my bad. Listen, I don't usually look at the chat when I'm streaming, but is there a way to you know what? Actually, we're not even on TikTok, so I don't have to block you, right? Somebody said no one is watching, right? But you're watching, so that means that you're no one, right? Now think about how dumb this guy is. No one is watching. Right. So you're nobody, correct? Exactly. All right. If I were you, I wouldn't insult myself that way. All right. Don't insult yourself like that. Nobody is watching. So you're nobody? All right, fine. Hey, I didn't say it. Listen, hey, I guess that's what you are. All right. Don't project on me. Just because you think you're nobody, don't project on me, bud. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm thinking about I probably need to start going live on X so I can curse people out the way I want. It's not. I don't know if it's good for me to keep all this pent up energy being on TikTok. Somebody said it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, sir. Happy or ma'am. I'm sorry. If I misjudged, but yeah, happy birthday. Oh wow. Well, dang, they let you take shorts right from here. See that makes no sense. Like YouTube, why are you allowing me to be able to just post a short But I can't just like drop a link and let somebody come up and debate me real quick. Like, where are your priorities at, YouTube? Where are your priorities? Buster said I'm a guy. Well, shout out you, Buster. Listen, my plan was to come up and let people debate me like I do on my other channels, but I guess there's no way to do it on YouTube without being on StreamYard or something like that. And I'm not gonna do StreamYard. I don't like it. All right, I just don't like it, especially not the mobile version. Shout out everybody that tuned in though. I guess I'll share it live on my Discord just in case anybody wants to come in and talk some shit. But he's like, nobody's even watching you. He's like, bro, don't disrespect yourself like that. All right. Don't ever play yourself. All right. Don't ever play yourself. Buster, what it is right now. Buster. Buddy said, go find a job. Nobody will care. Why would I go find a job when you're so obsessed with me? Why would I do that when you're clearly so obsessed with me? Think about it. You're not even from America. Your name is in Japanese or Chinese or something like that. And you're watching me talking about I need to go get a job. I don't need to as long as you keep watching me. All right, keep watching me and I won't have to. You understand? Stupid. Man, I like being on YouTube. Boy, I can say what I want. Idiot. That's why you're hideous. I don't even have to look at you. I know you're hideous. You're hideous over there right now. Because nobody that's beautiful would spend time in my life trying to tell me. Think about it. Nobody that's beautiful does this. I guarantee you. Nobody that's beautiful does this. Now what? Sorry. I'm just kidding. All right. I was sorry. That was the pent up energy from being on TikTok. All right. Dinosaurs equal dragons. It's funny and sounds logic. I don't it sounds logic. Yeah, it's definitely logical that there are real stories about dragons in a bunch of different cultures that never interacted with each other, but dinosaurs were clearly made up at some point in the 1800s. So it's more logical that the one that has real stories that go with it is real, not the one that was clearly made up. Wild's World said, we aren't African. We all was black in the beginning. That's correct. Shout out Wild's World. That is correct. All right. The out of Africa theory, I've talked about this many times on this channel, was made up by Melville Hershkovich to justify the colonization of the entire planet. All right. This is known and documented at this point. Wild's World said white people is a new thing. Well, I would say that black is a new thing as well, but I do understand the sentiment. All right. Black is a relatively new thing. People weren't calling themselves black. As a matter of fact, black used to mean pale. Did you know that? Did you know black used to mean pale? Anyway, I got to figure out a new vibe to set over here because it's just the melanin in the skin was different in higher Europe. What do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by that? Wild's World said, thank Egypt. Well, shout out Egypt. So, what about Egyptology? Do you think pyramids was built not by Egyptians? Do I think pyramids was built not by Egyptians? Are you from Ethiopia? Yes, but I'm from the original Ethiopia, Western Ethiopia, okay? Not Eastern, Western. Western. Western Ethiopian. Eritrea. No, not Eritrea. Western Ethiopia is America, sir. Western Ethiopia is America. Bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that. Lord have mercy. Who is this? Mm. Is Asgard real? I don't know. There is. I've seen a map. I've seen a map that show lands outside of the 7 or 8 continents that we're on, or that we have here, and they show a whole bunch of other lands with names like Saturn, Mars, Asgard. What's good, Zanfel? Zanfel, you already Zanfel. Mm, I think Zanfel is probably the only one on here that knows what I'm actually going through right now. Zanfel, I was banned right for the past what 6 days or five days, and I came back this morning, and well, let's just say we're on YouTube today, Zanfel. All right, I didn't even make like for real, like it's there that like I mean I don't I think it's the new setup. I think that's what it is, Zanfel. It's the new setup. It's the fact that my hair is getting longer. They're starting to get I mean, they are so mad. Think about it. I didn't even last the whole day this time. I didn't even last the whole day. And you already know why. All right. I didn't make fun of nobody this time. No, no, no. I wasn't banned here. No, I wasn't banned here. I was banned on YouTube. They've been flagging me a lot on here though. Yeah, I've been flagging a lot. I mean, I've been getting flagged a lot on here, but not banned. Hold on. See, Seth said, remember, there's no such thing as punching above your weight class. You just have to know what someone looks for and be it. I could agree with that. I don't. Yeah, I guess I could agree with that. I mean, I've debated a bunch of people that people would say are above my weight class. I don't know, Andrew Wilson. I'm sure before our debate, people would have said that he was above my weight class. Before our debate, they would have said that. I guarantee they won't say that now. All they're gonna say is, "Oh, you just spaz. Oh, you're just annoying. You're whatever. Hey, say whatever you want, but you're not gonna say I'm dumb. You're not gonna say I'm wrong, and you're not gonna say that I'm punching above my weight class. If anything, I'm punching down, debating people like Andrew. You know what I mean? Yo, my name is Muppling. Could you shout me out? Is that a setup? Are you trying to set me up with something? Yeah, stop spamming, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Zanfel, I'm making you a moderator. All right. If you see any funny business, you already know what time it is. But we're a little bit more we're a little bit more loose over here on YouTube though. You know, I might definitely curse you out on here. This is a fact. Oh, okay. Well, shout out Drake May is him. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, Drake May, and stop spamming my chat, buddy. Anyway, Zanfil. So yeah, I'm going for another 4 days on TikTok. I don't care though. You know me. I'm like, listen, it's not doing nothing to me. I'm gonna still post, and it's not like I make any money doing that shit. So I was doing that shit for free anyway. So I guess I could just come over here on YouTube. where I'll make some money. Drake, if you say it one more time, I'm finna block you, bro. You know what? 5 minute timeout, but there you go. Thank you, Zanfel. I appreciate that. Yeah, cut that nonsense out. All right. Listen, and you know what? I think also Zanfel, yeah, to the shadow realm. Only for 5 minutes though. Also, Zanfel, I think I probably need to start going live on X maybe because I mean, is there a way that you can bring people up on X? 'Cause there is a way that you can bring people up on X and go live with people, right? There is. I haven't done it yet, but I know there is. And so I think I'm gonna start doing that so that way I don't have to really worry about it. You know what I mean? So I anime is cool. I dislike the mindset you have. You must know history. You must not know any history. I know everything about history, and I know everything uh, scientific as it relates to these subjects. Absolutely. So you can disagree with me, but saying that you dislike the mindset that I have because you disagree with somebody, that's a weird way to think. You know what I mean? It's very definitive. Anybody that disagrees with me has the wrong mindset. What? That how you operate? That's extreme narcissism, sir. That's extreme narcissism. And you should really go get that looked at. You know, oh, he disagrees with me, so he needs to change his mindset. What? Who are you, God? Shut up, weirdo. Give a damn if you like my. I dislike the mindset. Who the hell gives a damn what you like? You're an idiot. And even if you weren't, I don't know you. Why would I care about what you like? I don't care about what you like. All right, go to hell. All right, this ain't TikTok, bud. Go to hell. Buddy is sick. I dislike your mind. And we'll keep not liking it. Give a damn about you, bit. Once of the smartest man who lived said, first thing to knowledge is know you know nothing. Wow, that was. I understand what you're trying to say, though. I do understand what you're trying to say, right? One of the smartest people ever said, the first step to knowledge is to know that you know nothing. Absolutely. I understand that. Zanfeld said, don't let him rage bait you. And listen, I appreciate that, right? But, like I always say, I can't leave it in, all right? When I get like a feeling in the pit of my stomach, I got to let it out sometimes because. But yeah, we are going to stay calm, though. Yeah, we're going to stay calm. Uh, Malik Moore said, history is history. Yep, absolutely, Malik. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. That was it. Nobody is rage baiting. Yeah, I know you're not rage baiting. You're just an idiot, though. But I get easily triggered by idiots. Zamfel knows me. He knows that like I don't like dumb people. I don't like people that are genuinely stupid. They don't even understand the words. Like you literally were just like, I don't like your mindset because I disagree with the stuff you have up there. Right? That's a dumb way to think. You know what I mean? I would never say that to somebody. If somebody disagreed with me, I would say, interesting. Well, let's talk about it. Tell me a little bit more. Elaborate, right? I'm curious to see what you think because you disagree with me. So maybe you have something to teach me. Somebody as arrogant as me, that's how I would approach it. And that's why I've earned the right to be this arrogant. All right. You haven't earned the right to be arrogant like me. All right. You haven't earned that right. You got to go through the process of being wrong, always being willing to admit that you were wrong. And then you could be like me and look at somebody like you and be like, you're a dumb idiot. Easily triggered means you didn't pass preschool. But let's talk. I think America is fallen Babylon, not Atlantis. Well, why can't it be both, Malik? Who said it has to be either or? What narrative do you believe in that says that it has to be either or? Zanfel said, don't do X. Heard there's a lot of racist stuff. Hey, Zanfel, hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Zanfel, don't you threaten me with a good time, all right? I'm just saying, like, I was serious all them times when I was on on TikTok, and I would tell people go follow me on X because I do want to have this conversation. I want people to be able to call me the N word for real. I just want to be able to say what I say back. Zanfel, you already know what's gonna happen. I'm like, listen, that's my kind of party, Zanfel. Listen, you must understand. Like, I was, hey, a lot of you, you know what I mean, were raised in the dark. I was born in it. Oh, I was born in it. All right. I was born in it. You said I'm a narcissist. Meanwhile, you just admitted to being arrogant. Yeah, I am arrogant. And I told you the reason why I'm arrogant because I'm always willing to admit that I'm wrong. You missed that part. So I guess you're a narcissist and an idiot, or you're a narcissist and you don't listen well. One of the two. Either way, I can't tell the difference. So it really don't mean, you know what I mean? So if you just because you don't listen well, I can call you an idiot and that be the same thing, you know. But yeah, you're a narcissist because you think that if somebody disagrees, that means that they don't have the right mindset. Huh? How does that compute? No, they might just disagree with you, or maybe they have wrong information. They could have the right mindset, but have wrong information at the time. You didn't even consider that before you opened your mouth saying that dumb shit. Woo! It feels good to be able to talk freely. Nah, man, you just bipolar. Oh, good one. Take your, you know what? To the shadow realm. Oh, you know what? I can't do it on this one. Hold on. Appreciate you, my brother. Listen, man, we don't diagnose people over here, all right? I don't even know if that's against YouTube policy, but that's just not right, you know? Like I said, this is why I need to go to X. Listen, go follow me on X, though, and we can get into diagnosing each other. I don't mind getting into we can have a diagnostic party if you want. Hey, I'm just saying, we can have a diagnostic party if you want, but that's why I'm like, go follow me on X, though. It's not about you trying to hate on me. Jacob, you could never hate on me. What is there to hate on, Jacob? You're watching me. Like, you think that I'm concerned about somebody watching me trying to hate on me? Think about it. I don't care if you hate on me as long as you're watching me. You can do whatever you want, you know? What you're trying to do is make yourself feel better about the fact that in your stomach, you can't prove me wrong. You understand? Jacob, I know you don't want to admit this, but this is true, Jacob. The only reason you said that, right? I'm about to break you down, right? The reason you said that is because you look at the stuff that I have up here and you think I disagree with him. And then you start racking your brain. Could I prove him wrong? You don't have anything to say because if you did, you would just prove me wrong, right? You would just say it, but you don't have anything to prove me wrong. So you know what you do? You're like, this guy needs to take his meds because that makes yourself feel better, right? You want to bring me down from a sane person to a person that needs their meds so you can feel better about the fact that you don't have a rebuttal to anything that I'm saying, all right? That's a fact. Jake, there's no way around that, Jacob, all right? That's a fact. That's what I mean, because you don't know me at all. So why would you try to diagnose? Because you disagree with me, but you don't have the heart to explain to me why I'm wrong. You don't have the ability to. So you're like, well, let me just take the easy way out. This guy he's off his meds or whatever. So like I said, I'm not deterred by that. I'm like, yeah, this guy's a loser. I don't even like saying that word. This guy is upset and emotional about the fact that he don't have nothing to say. Think about it. You can't make fun of the way I look, right? You could try, but it's not gonna go well. You could try to say that I'm dumb. You could try, but it's not gonna go well. You could try to prove me wrong, but you can't. So what do? You resort to what you did. All right. It's okay, bro. You suck. That's it, bro. Listen, as it relates to the ability to articulate yourself and understand ideas, you suck, bro. All right. You're not on my level. And so you hurl insults. We're not confused or deterred by any of that, all right? Shout out Zanfil. Anime said also I have the right to say I dislike people's mindset because people do have wrong mindsets. Yeah, that is true. But if you assume that somebody has the wrong mindset because they disagree with you about stuff, then I have the right to tell you that that's a very narcissistic way of looking at the world. You don't really have any social awareness or self awareness for that matter, but social awareness, most importantly. You don't have the ability to step outside of yourself and see yourself from somebody else's perspective. Not everybody has to agree with you to be in the right mindset. Like I said, they might just be, I could have just been an ignorant person. I'm not because I know exactly what I'm talking about. But if I was an ignorant person, that wouldn't necessarily mean that I have the wrong mindset. That would just mean that maybe I do have the right mindset, but I just have wrong information. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're either a narcissist or you're not very bright, right? You're not intelligent enough to figure that out on your own. And so I have to explain this to you like you're a 5 year old, you know? Somebody said God loves you. I appreciate that. God loves you too. Yeah, don't backpedal now. Yeah, don't backpedal now. It's not that I want you to agree with me. You didn't have any interaction with me other than reading my statements that you disagree with before you said that you didn't like my mindset. As a matter of fact, you even connected it to my statements in your comment. Watch, I'm going to reread it again just to prove it. I dislike the mindset you have. You must not know anything. You must not know history or anything scientific. See, you said you didn't like my mindset because you think I don't know history or anything scientific. In fact, I know. I guarantee you I know way more about history than you. I guarantee you that. This is not even up for debate in the least bit. It's not even the least bit up for debate. Okay, then do you know about the Arab slave trade? Tell me about that since you know history. I do know a little bit about the Arab slave trade, and no, I'm not going to tell you about it. I don't know what you think this is. Yeah, this my name ain't Google. So if you want to learn about the Arab slave trade, you want to learn about the Arab slave trade, then go get your ass on Google. All right, yeah, I'm not your teacher, bud. Thank you for the question, though. Do you know about the American slave trade? I bet you don't know shit about the American slave trade. The Bible tells me so. Ho. All right. Boom. Boom. Jacob. 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 To the shadow realm. To the shadow realm. You dusty bee. You dusty bee. How many people were blanked during the blank? I don't know. I wasn't there, bud. I'm a Native American from Oklahoma. Roy. Okay, shout out you, Roy. Yeah, good for you, man. Yeah, listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, by the way. Shout out all my people from TikTok. Um, yeah, just like all the people on here that hate on me, the people on TikTok are crybabies, and so they keep flagging me. But the difference between here and TikTok is even if they flag me on here, you know, me and YouTube is getting that money together. So YouTube is not going to stop us getting money because you guys are hating. Thank God. Unlike TikTok, I'm not even really making no money on TikTok, so it don't actually matter to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But such is life. I got a lot of followers over there, and they actually do like watching me go live and do this. You know what I mean? Like for real. Every time like, a matter of fact, when they when anyway, it don't matter. No, yeah, it is horrible. I'll be honest, it's horrible. But the community of people over there, there's a good community of people over there. Like it's the best of times and the worst of times, for real. It's like bizarro. It's like bizarro Twitter in a way. It really is like bizarro Twitter. Where it's like you got the best of this group of people and the worst of this group of people in the same arena, and so you kind of got to take the good with the bad. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ban that guy said it's insane how some people have air conditioner filters that they have not changed for months. I guess that is insane. I don't understand why you care so much, though. I mean, that can't be good for your health. I'm gonna be honest. Like it's not good for your health to breathe in dirty air. But you know what's worse for your health? Worrying about things that you have no control over. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not saying you're worried about it, but if somebody was worried about that, that's crazy. Yeah, that who said that? That's. I'm like, why would you be worried about other like you're gonna catch secondhand stress? Like stress, like the stress that you get from your own life is enough. Trust me. You don't need to catch secondhand stress worrying about somebody else's situation. All right, they gonna get sick, bud. All right. I don't know if you notice or not, but I don't know anybody that's made it out alive. Let's just put it like that. Okay. None of us are gonna make it out of this thing alive. All right. So enjoy the time that you have, please. Please, God. Zanfeld said the internet created keyboard gangsters. Absolutely. But Zanfeld, the good thing about me is I don't complain about the rules that much, right? I will, here and there, but I don't like that. I don't take it to heart. Like I said, I would rather it not go that way. But hey, it is what it is. It's not like I, am losing a bunch of money by not doing that. So it ain't really that big a deal. What I do is I learn the rules of the game and play. Now I know for sure, right? Like next time I go on TikTok or in 3 or 4 days, every single person that makes a joke about me, I gotta just mute them right away. I gotta mute it because I'm going to respond to it. Like it's impossible for me not to respond. Like you know what they banned me for this time? They banned me because somebody came up and said they said that I look like Sid the Sloth, right? Which is funny. And I was like, that's not bad. I'm like, because and I just literally what I said. I said I can't even get mad. I literally said I can't get mad at that because on this channel right here on YouTube, I'm like, I was making fun of Angel Reese not that long ago, and I put up a side by side of Angel Reese and Sid the Sloth. I literally did. And I was like, so I can't get mad. I'm like, whatever. I look like Sid the Sloth, and that's what they banned me. That's what they got me for this time. So I'm like, all right, look, from now on, anytime anybody says a joke about anything, any joke, I gotta just get it out of there because I'm going to respond. All right, y'all know me. All right, I can't help it. No, no, no. This is what I think they do. Ban that guy. Right. This is what I think they do over there, and they do it over here too because they tell me in my comments. Right. Every time I post a video on here, especially if it's about Andrew Wilson, his trolls instantly like, I'm flagging you this video, I'm flagging your channel, I'm reporting you, you're reported. But they just go in there and report every single video on my page. You know what I mean? Every single time that I post, they just report it every time. And then like multiple people. You know what I'm saying? Then multiple people. So I get multiple comments from multiple people like, you've been reported, I'm reporting you, I reported this whole channel. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could see it dip my analytics, but it won't like actually get rid of my content or anything. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Andrew Wilson. Yeah, like if you look at the last videos, I'm in the middle of posting a bunch of Andrew Wilson videos right now, and I'm doing it very slow because after they report you, it takes a few days for the reporting to kind of go away, and so like my analytics will drop for a few days and then it'll go back up. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so yeah, so that's why I've been posting kind of slow. Shout out ban that guy. He said, "Enlighten me." You don't know who Andrew Wilson is? Well, either way, cleaning your dryer vent could prevent. Wow. Shout out Harry Bryce. Middle bars of handrails should be set at a certain location per dimension. Okay. Concrete can be classified into three different fields of operation. Also, your home city water main PSI to house should stay around 85 PSI. uh, Shout out Harry Bryce. I like that. We should all remember to place our car's cabin air filter. Everybody go check out Harry Bryce's advice. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah. Shout out Harry Bryce. Harry Bryce, we all love the community, yo. Absolutely. Keep the community clean, guys. Thank you for the positive messages, Harry Bryce. Yeah, my bad, ban that guy. I thought you were just saying that randomly, like people need to clean out. But yeah, my bad. Harry Bryce said we check in maintenance and getting safe. Ban that guy said unironically crashing out online is benign to me. I mean, at this point, it should be benign to everybody. It should be benign. Like that word is just it don't mean anything. I just assume it's better not to know people who argue online all day. Yeah, I I hadn't said anything that serious about Andrew Wilson before I saw a clip of him trying to degrade the black community. Period. This is how I am with everybody. Like just pearly things as well, right? Just Pearly Things is like I've always thought that she was an idiot and boring and not very good. Andrew Wilson, I've always thought that he was like, a better debater than the average person on YouTube, but kind of an idiot, right? Not honest, kind of a bad person based on the stuff that I've heard. And I asked him about some of those things personally, because I just had to as a man. But some of the stuff that I heard about him was just horrible. I was just like, it seems like a bad person. But I hadn't really talked about it like that until he started degrading the black community. And when you do that, all right, the Grim Reaper, hey, when you do that, I'm putting cases on all you bitches. All right, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn who you are. The minute you start talking about me, bet. Oh, now I gotta jump in. You feel me? So I started making videos about how stupid he was, and his fans started getting big mad. They was all my comments. I bet you won't debate him. You're too scared to debate him. Blah 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 blah. I told them exactly what's gonna happen. I said I'm gonna debate Andrew. He's gonna interrupt me, and then he's gonna say that I was spurging the whole time because I'm just gonna shut him down. For real, like the same thing that he does to other people. If anybody has ever watched his debate, right? He just basically interrupts people the whole time. When they try to talk, he interrupts their point so they can never get to it. And he just keeps asking them questions over and over and over again, making sure that he's the only one that's heard. So at the end of the debate, you really don't even know who won. All you know is that you heard him talk more than the other person. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, listen, I'm not going to allow him to do that to me. I don't know if you guys ever watched me or not, but I am the one that interrupts you. Okay. And that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to be polite in the beginning. He's going to interrupt me. And then after that, I'm going to interrupt him the rest of the time. And you guys are going to be mad at the way it went. And you're not going to be able to say that he did anything to me because he barely even going to be able to talk. I'm like, if he interrupts me, then that's the game we're playing. All right, that's the game we're playing. You don't get to interrupt me, and then when I interrupt you back, be like, oh, you're spurging. You don't let the other guy talk. Suck my, all right? Shut your bitch ass up. For real, shut your bitch ass up. You interrupt me, now I get to interrupt you for the rest of the time. Fair ball, nigga. Give a damn about none of that. Yeah, that's a fact. Interrupt the dog shit out of his ass every single time. What? I told him straight up too. And if I interrupt you too much, I told him straight up. And if I interrupt you too much and you want a minute to speak, let me know, and I'll give you a minute. I told him that in the beginning of the debate. I said, bro, I'm gonna be interrupting you, all right? Because you're gonna interrupt me, right? Okay. So it's all about who does it better. I'm gonna do it better. You're gonna get mad. When you need a timeout, you say timeout. All right, that's what I told him. When you need timeout, be like, timeout, bro, timeout. Give me a minute to speak because I can't get a word in. All right, fine, I'll give you a timeout. And I did it just like that every time. And that's what happened. And he got his ass shut down. And that's it. And now it's like I said, and now every day I got to get messages like, I'm flagging this account. I just flagged everything. I'm flagging you. I'm flagging you. Anyway, Toxic said, dumb. I thought dude was spiritually woke till the black came out of him, right? See? And I'm glad it did came out, right? Because you are the type of idiot that you're who we're looking for, okay? We're looking for you. All right. I don't want all these fake pretenders acting like, oh, well, yeah, you spiritually know about this, so we're on the same team. Fuck you. All right. My bad. I'm sorry, you two, but fuck you. Well, we ain't on teams. Do you understand? We are not on teams. All right. When I made them videos about Pearl, there was people in the chat like, oh, why are you talking about Pearl? Or in the comments, like, why are you talking about Pearl? She's on our team. She's on our team. That's what they said. Pearl's on our team. What team? Ain't no teams. All right, and you damn sure ain't on my team. Hell no. If you open your mouth to talk down about black people, the idea of being black Americans, we are not on teams. All right. You're my enemy. You're my enemy, and foot is on neck. I don't give a damn. Foot is on neck. All right. Yeah. Say, hey, I'm gonna do that every time. You know why? Because I want to bring out the racism. All right. I want all the idiots that don't like black people for real. I want to find out who I'm looking for. You're who I'm looking for. I was made for you. All right? That's right. I'm the one. Oh, you get mad when you see black people acting black? Well, well, you come to the right channel, bud. This is Real Offended. All right? So you already know what you're going to be over here. All right? You're going to be big mad. All right? And we ain't going nowhere. So be big mad and keep crying. Little bitch. Now what? That felt good. Listen, I've been going live on TikTok for a long time, so I haven't been able to get that off. You know what I mean? That really wasn't about you, bro. Like, you didn't deserve all that. You didn't. But hey, hey, you teed me up. All right, you threw the alley oop. Boom. All right, you really didn't deserve all that. All right, that wasn't at you necessarily, but you threw the alley oop, and so I took the opportunity to dunk it on you, bro. Because listen, I don't give a damn about you. Like, I almost just called you something, bro, and that's not right. See, because I don't even know you. I don't even know you, but I don't give a damn about you or what you think or none of that. You talk down on black people, hey, I'm the one. All right, I'm the one. I'm the one that's going to show you that nothing that you ever say about black people, not only is it not true, it's not warranted, and it comes from a place of fear. Because think about it, because you can't come up here and beat me intellectually, right? You already know you can't beat us physically. You don't look better than me. It don't matter what we do. All right, you can't talk shit better than me. There's nothing you can do better than me. You can't read better than me. You can't research better than me. And you can't whoop me. So what? Listen, I'm the one. All right, like you guys like talking to rappers, and let me not even disrespect the rappers like that, but you guys like talking to certain rappers or certain streamers because you guys can make them look stupid. But you can never make me look ever. You'll never ever be able to beat me mentally, intellectually, verbally, nothing like that. And you can't whoop me, and you don't look better than me. So you're at a loss. Is the situation that we're in? So listen, that's why I'm here. Yep, I'm black as it gets. You understand? That's right. I come from a family of people that's blacker than the ace of spades. You understand? Both of my sides, both here, black. You get it? So I am that, and I don't give a shit. I'm gonna try to keep it calm, like I said, because I really didn't come on here to talk about that. But oh my God, I thought this guy was woke until he started acting black. Well, good. Yep, good then. Little bitch. Shout out Zanfeld, by the way, in the chat. Listen, and again, you know, just to clarify that statement, right? It really isn't about being black necessarily. I don't consider myself to be a crayon color, but I'm not going to be naive. I know what you're trying to say, right? You're trying to disrespect the culture of the people that I come from, the people that I represent, by saying we act in a certain way that is uncouth, and you guys are what, higher class than us? That's what you think, right? You think the way that you guys have acted historically is what, higher class? What, more civilized? I mean, and listen, like I said, not only do I resent that, but you know that it's not true. So I won't allow it. That's just the facts. I will not allow that. All right. The group of people that have probably caused the least amount of wars on the planet, certainly in modern times, but in historical times, are you serious? You want to talk about who is more uncivilized between black Americans and the rest of the world? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all, brother. All right. You don't want to do that. All right. Because I guarantee you, you know what? Let me stop. Just, you don't want to do that. I don't want to do that for real. Because and back to my debate with Andrew Wilson, right? He kept bringing up the fact that dark skin or black women have a high, ABOR abort rate, right? He kept wanting to bring that up. And of course, in my mind, it's our natural propensity just to snap back and be like, oh, this is a black people, white people. But I really didn't want to do that, and I'm glad I didn't. But now that we're not having the debate anymore, right? Now that we're not actually having the debate, and I can explain in depth that this is not a white people versus black people thing. It really isn't. But if we're talking about the facts, if we're talking about the actual facts, the idea of doing this, like I said, it's not about white people, black people. Okay? It's not about it. But it comes from Europe, especially in modern times. Do you understand? This is why you guys like to create so many narratives around this orphan train thing. And I get it, right? It makes you guys feel better when you think about the orphan trains to think, yeah, they were genetically reproducing babies in labs, and that's where the orphan trains come from. You know why? Because it's not flattering to connect that history with the history of the baby mailboxes that existed all over Europe at this time. Oh, the service is going in and out. Listen, it is what it is. I already know what time it is with this live, so I'm not tripping on it. But sure, hey, maybe it's convenient for you guys to believe that, yeah, they're just genetically engineering cabbage patch babies. Okay, but let's look at the real history of the fact that at the exact same time, there is an emergence of baby mailboxes in Europe because they had a problem with women just throwing babies away. Did you know that? Did you know that? This is European history, bud, in the 1800s. That's right. They were throwing babies away at a ridiculous rate. So they had to put up mailboxes so that way women could drop their babies off for a chance to save them. And you know what happened to those babies? They were shipped to the rest of Europe and shipped to America. What's your point of who's doing it? Well, what my point is that it's my response to that thing about black people's culture just being so negative. Thank you for bringing me back in. All right, Zanfeld. It's my response to Andrew saying that black people's culture is just so negative, and that's why we have a high rate of aborting children. Right? I don't know if that's the YouTube safe way to say it, but whatever. All right. My point is that not only is that completely false, but that's not historically accurate. All right. The idea of this is 100% a European idea in modern. And I didn't say those Europeans were white. Think about it. I didn't even say they were white. I'm just saying that's where it comes from if you're going to be historically accurate about where the idea of just getting rid of your baby comes from. Because when Christopher Columbus came here, that's not what was going on here in America in the 14 and 1500s. He described what was going on here in America in the 14, 1500s, and this is what was going on. I digress from that. I digress. I really do. Like I said, I didn't come up here to talk about that. Think about these. Dark Crypto said, "Don't scare him." My bad, Dark Crypto. Uh, Shout out Perk. Perk said, "I agree with you there." Chef said, "People are people, and Africa can prove that there are modern wars by someone, but I'm not sure who." What in the hell are you talking about, bud? Blank Oside is happening in Sudan right now. Who is doing it? Yeah, Africans. We're not African, bud. That's what I said. That's why I specified if you're talking about Black Americans. That's what I said specifically. What wars, especially major national wars, what wars have we ever caused or been involved with? Now you can talk about the wars that we were involved with when it comes to defending our homeland, but there's no history of us being involved in an aggressive war anywhere. Do you understand? Especially not in modern times. All right, dark-skinned Americans do not go to other people's soil and cause harm to other people. All right, you guys like to lie about the rates of violence in our own communities to cover up the fact that you guys cause violence everywhere, everywhere, to everybody, in your own community and abroad. All right, and we barely even do that here. You guys are liars. All right, you like to bring in, like Tariq says, those African tethers to pose, and the Caribbean. Like, shout out my Caribbeans because I'm related to a lot of Caribbean people. But you guys like to bring in Caribbeans to perpetuate a certain way of living, and then say that that's Black Americans doing that, and it's not. All right, it's not. Black Americans are heavily religious. You guys are out of your minds. Chef said Black Americans are only from modern times. Chef, you are a stupid asshole and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Shut your stupid mouth. All right? Stop believing everything that you learn in damn history class, fool. Oh, they told me in class, so it must be true. Looking ass. My bad. Let me calm down. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this a black and white thing, and that's why I didn't bring all this up during that debate with Andrew, because it's not a black and white thing. It really isn't. You know, I'm like I said in that debate, the issue is intervention on every level from governmental forces. That's a fact. Logan said Jesus is king. Well, shout out Jesus, Logan, and shout out you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Slick, I don't really want to talk about that. You know, you're all entitled to your opinions. All right, you're all entitled to your opinions. Well, honestly, Zanfeld, like I said, I don't mind doing it. Like I said, because we're on YouTube now, so I don't mind it as much. But right now is a very trying time. You know what I mean? It's a very trying time, and I just don't feel like it. Yeah, not that part of it specifically. Definitely not that part. You know what I mean? Because it's it's a fresh wound for a lot of people, and a lot of people are still healing and still learning. We're in the middle of a transition, and so I want to be sensitive to the people that are currently educating themselves. Yeah, Slick, we're gonna go ahead and time you out, but no political propaganda in here. Yeah, you can take a 10-minute break for that one, but yeah, no political propaganda game. Especially not that. Yeah, because that is baiting for real. You already know, Zanfeld. That's baiting, especially now. Like, everybody sees what's going on in the world. So for you to be saying stuff like that, it's like you're just trying to get people upset and to crash out on that person, because that person is going to make sure that those type of topics are for sure censored in the algorithm right now. You know what I mean? You got to look at politics like a bull. I've used this analogy before on here before, but politics are like a bull, right? They do like bull races, where it's like when the bull is facing this way, you have to stop But if the bull is looking away from you, then you can inch forward a little bit. But when it looks at you, then you gotta pause. And then when it's looking the other way, then they can, you know what I mean? So you gotta really pick your spots when it comes to politics, man. Christ alone can save. Well, that's interesting, right? Because it's lit because Christ actually means to, like, I'm talking about the original definition of Christ, right? It means basically to like dose somebody, right? Like in a pharmacy. You know what I mean? So if you're saying that like you can save people alone with medicine, which is basically what Christ means, then yeah, I mean, sure. You're entitled to that opinion. You think medicine alone, like you believe in pharmacology that much? Christ alone can save? Pharmacology alone can save? You saw what I did there, right? You saw that? Anyways. Do I believe in Jesus? Well, you got to be specific now. Do I believe in Zeus pharmacology? Right? Hey Zeus. Hey Zeus. Christ. Like I said, Christ is basically to dose somebody with pharmacologically. So do I believe in because Zeus is like synonymous with electricity, right? So you're talking about electric pharmacology. Oh, okay. They're getting deep in the chat. Do I believe in electric pharmacology? You know what? I just posted something on X the other day where there was a scientist that discovered that through electricity you can induce regeneration of limbs in humans. I just posted that the other day. Is that what you're talking about? Jesus Christ, electric pharmacology? Mm. Let me move off that. Let me move off that. You see why I don't talk religion, Zanfel? Zanfel. Now, do you see why I don't talk religion now? You see where my brain automatically goes, right? See, I can't do this. I can't do them like this on TikTok, right? Like, think about it. Imagine if I did that on TikTok. I took it that deep, right? Where I'm like, oh, so we're talking about Jesus Christ? So we're talking about, because Jesus, right? Or basically just Zeus, right? Hey, Zeus. It's just a reimagining of the name Zeus, right? I know they don't know that, but it is, right? So Zeus and Christ, which means to dose somebody medically. So, anyways, that might be over. You know what I mean? Dinosaurs are dragons. That's correct. Dinosaurs are dragons. Yeah. Zanfield said done forever on TikTok if you did. That's what I mean, and I'm barely Zanfield, I'm barely scratching the surface. Like I did a whole stream where I went all the way in on Jesus. I lost so many followers that day, but I don't care. You know me, like I don't care. When people start, you know what I mean? When they get me going, I'm going. So I did a whole stream where I went in on Jesus, the Bible, everything. I mean, like, woo, I did a number on it. So I already know. Like, if I did that over there, they would be crashing out. Like, they would be crashing out so bad. They would be so mad. I mean, half of the people who are in the flat earth community are like heavily religious. Like I said, it's not my job to stop them from being religious. I don't have a problem with them being religious. I'm just saying, don't come over here with that, all right, trying to force me. You're just spouting nonsense on TikTok and YouTube. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion. LBC, are you talking to me? Because you seem really hurt, LBC. You seem hurt, and I don't want you to be hurt. So if you are hurt, let me know. I'll send you to the shallow realm. What do you think of the quantum God hypothesis? I I subscribe to a lot of the things that that hypothesis rests on. And I often in my debates I do talk about God being you, right? You being God. This is intertwined in the idea of the quantum God hypothesis. Now, different people may have different interpretations, but for me, when I hear that, I get the sense that they're building it on that same foundation. Shout out Zan. Shout out Zanfell in the chat. Zanfell is cleaning y'all up. All right. And I appreciate him so much. Yeah, the Shadow Realm is definitely starting to get busy. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, I definitely would be done forever on TikTok. Cause yeah, they like I said, they're already flagging me every day on here. I don't care though. I don't care. Hold on one second. You good, bud? Okay. You need some water? Or you got some? You need some water? You good? Let me know, okay? Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. Avery said, and you have a nice day. You have a nice day too, Avery. I don't even know what that was for, but Kelsis said, "Oh, this seems fun." Yeah, I had to come over here because I needed to vent some of the energy of them harassing me on TikTok. I'm gonna start doing these lives on X though, so that way people can come up and debate me because I hurt their feelings way too much on TikTok for real. It's like I'm the Grim Reaper over there. I honestly think that I've beaten every single person on the app. I honestly, Zanfell, that might be what the universe is telling me. Maybe I have completed the TikTok app debate tutorial. Maybe I don't think there's anybody because they're just all crying now. They're just all crying. And I know the people over there like watching it, but you know, what are we gonna do if they just keep crying? Kelkis said, "Oh, did you now?" Yeah, yeah. It's the real offended on X. The real offended. Hate is gonna hate, love is gonna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to. Hey, you guys want to hear our new theme song? I forgot. I haven't played the new theme song on here yet. Truth to Peter on TikTok made us a theme song, and I've been playing it a lot on TikTok. I'm gonna start adding it to our videos. I'm gonna start adding it to our videos. Wilson Corvette. Is that Andrew Wilson? That's Andrew Wilson, isn't it? Andrew, you lost the debate, bro. Give it up. All right, you lost the debate. Let it go, okay? All right. And listen. Your channel will recover from this. Your ego won't. You know what I mean? Your ego will never recover, Andrew. All right. Your ego will never recover from what I did to you. But you know what I mean? Your life is still fine, right? Not that many people even saw it. You all right? Isn't that why you guys keep flagging me, right? You keep flagging it like 100 times a day, so that way nobody sees it, right? So hey, look, I don't care if anybody sees it. You know what I mean? As long as me and you know what happened, right? It's like listen, me and you went in the closet, pause. We put the boxing gloves on and we boxed. And you lost badly. You lost very, very badly. And we're all good now. You know what I mean? We're all good. So no need to get mad, bro. Look at me in the chat. Oh, I bet you my firearms are bigger than yours. Okay, man. Listen, bro, even if that's true, you still lost the debate, all right? It still don't change the fact that I'm better than you. All right. It's because I'm better than you, Andrew. Dude, I was crying laughing when he said that to that girl, Charlie. He's like, yeah, you know what, Charlie? Did I talk about your family? That's because I'm better than you, Charlie. Andrew, you're just mad because for once you can't tell me that I know that I'm better than you know that I'm better than you, Andrew. All right, and that's why you're mad. All right. I don't even know if that's him. I'm just saying. Honestly, we're really not even debating like that because I thought I could bring people up here on YouTube, but like I can't bring people up. So yeah, you guys can try to you know prove me wrong in the comments, but that's not fair for you. It's not even fair if you guys come up here, let alone if you try to debate me in the comments. Like that's not fair. I don't want to do you like that. Was Abraham Lincoln the greatest president of all time? Hell no. Abraham Lincoln was one of the worst presidents of all time. Literally one of the worst. Did that shit say the Earth isn't a globe? That's exactly what it says. It says the Earth is not a globe, sir. I used to debate that on here all the time. I don't do it as much anymore because you guys are crybabies. You know what I mean? You guys aren't adult enough over here on YouTube to handle subject matters that you disagree with. You know what I mean? Like, little kids, they struggle with that. They struggle with being in the face of people who disagree. Adults know how to disagree with people and come to amicable differences and be like, it's fine. He can exercise his free speech. I can exercise mine. But little kids, they don't know how to do that. And so that's why I had to stop having these conversations on here because you guys are crybabies. That's why. You're crybabies. Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to pee on you. Sorry, that was sorry, that was a bit much. Lovers wanna love. Why was Abraham Lincoln a bad president? Because he completely invalidated the Constitution by going to war when the South rightfully decided to secede from the Union, which is consistent with the Constitution. I mean, even the individual states' constitutions say that the states have a legal obligation, not a right, a legal obligation to secede from the Union the minute the United States government oversteps the Constitution. Matter of fact, it says that the agreement is broken. That's what it says. The minute that the United States government oversteps the Constitution, the United States is technically dissolved already. So when that happened and the South declared their independence, that was consistent with the Constitution. Abraham Lincoln defied that and went to war, which led to a lot of unaliving of people. That's right. He's arguably the worst president ever and an evil man, an evil, evil man. He was an evil black man, all right? And he was black, but he was evil. That's correct. Abraham Lincoln, an evil black man, all right? Shout out Game Player. Game Player says, as messed up as it sounds, I wish I could control people's mindset and opinions because people will make you feel bad for being single or make it seem like you're selfish. That felt like it came out of nowhere, but I mean, sure, Game Player, you have the right to be single. All right, if you want to be single, we support that up here. Okay, Game Player, we do. Actually, the Confederates fired on Fort Sumter first. Okay, Kelkis, how do you know that for sure? How do you know that for sure, Kelkis? Since you're making statements so definitively, I'll wait. Abraham Lincoln was willing to use two A to silence one A, so by his standard, both were not inalienable. Interesting. Well, like I said, the minute that the Constitution is overstepped, the Union is dissolved. So at that point, he's an invading force, period. And the states reserve the right to secede from the union whenever they want anyway. They're not like, where do you get off thinking that you get to legally control people? You don't get to do that, stupid. All right, even if they decided just for whatever reason that they don't want to be involved, they get to do that. Yeah, their constitution says it. Idiot. Kelkis responds, it's written down by many people. Well, who wrote it then? Don't just say it was written down, because I'm saying it wasn't. And if it was written down, it was a lie. So how do you know it was true, Kelkis? How do you know? For whatever reason, including slavery. Yeah, the Civil War didn't have anything to do with slavery, okay? The Civil War did not have one shred, one iota to do with slavery. Not one iota. They did not free the slaves in the North. The Emancipation Proclamation did not free the slaves in the North. All right? So you guys are idiots. All right? Kelkis says, Kelkis, are you ignoring me now? I asked you who wrote it down and how do you know that it's true, Kelkis? That's what I asked you. I said, how do you know that's true? That was my first statement. You said it's written down. Okay, by who and how do you know it's true? Now Kelkis is like, why so mad? See, Kelkis, 1-0 me. All right, I'm up 1-0 on you, just so you know. All right, that's my victory. I asked you a question, point blank. You run from it. Now you're like, why are you so mad, bro? I'm not mad, bro. I just won, and I got excited because I was in the middle. I was hooping on you, and I dunked on you. So I was like, ah! That's what that was. All right, that was me dunking on you. Ah! Anyway, who, in your opinion, is the best president we've ever had? None of them. They were all evil and corrupt. Now what? Is that hair AI? You wish this hair was AI. You 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 wish this was AI. Listen, sometimes I wish it was AI. No, my friend. All right. This is all blessings from God. That's it. It's just blessings. It's blessings from God because God knows I'm doing the right thing. That's why. All right. I came up here today to do the right thing, and so God blessed me. There you go. Slavery seems to have been a pretty big part of it. Well, I know it seems that way, but that's a lie. Festmeister, all right? Slavery, the Civil War did not have anything to do with slavery. Okay, it was really about taxes, not about. But I mean, well, I mean, I guess I stand corrected then because taxes is slavery. So let me correct myself then. All right, it was about slavery, but not about chattel slavery. All right. So I do stand corrected. It was about slavery, but it was about the slavery tax system that was burdened on the South. They were not trying to free chattel slaves in the South. That's not true. They were trying to keep the South enslaved to the North. They were trying to keep the South enslaved to the North. Kelson says Mary Chestnut, Edmund Ruffin watched the battle from the shore. How do you know that? How do you know they watched the battle from the shore? Kelkis, how do you know that they watched the battle from the shore? Yeah, no, it was all about slavery, but it was about keeping the South enslaved, not about freeing the slaves in South. That's literally what happened. Literally, that's literally what happened. Oh, now let's look it up, huh? That's what I thought. Hey, 2-0. All right, I'm up 2-0 on you. He just threw out like, whoa, these people watched the battle from the shore. How do you know that's true? Go look it up. That's what I thought. So you don't know that that's true, right? You don't know. You just assume it's true because they wrote it down, stupid. Yeah, you're stupid. The Civil War was all about slavery. Shut the hell up. If you don't look it up, how do you know I'm wrong? I know you're wrong because I did look it up and I know what the Civil War was actually about. I just told you what it was about. All right? You go look that up. You stupid stupid asshole. And I love you, all right? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Listen, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, all right? You know, if you don't like me, then don't subscribe, all right? If you don't like the video, then don't like it, all right? For real. Buddy said, "Lil bro's crashing out." You think that works, bro? You honestly think that works? If I tell him he's crashing out, maybe he'll stop. No, all right? If you were to start everything over, that would your main. Kevin said, if you were to start everything over, I don't know what you're trying to say, Kev. I don't know what SYBOU means. Somebody please tell me what that means. What does that mean? Oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to play our theme song. I forgot. Listen, I'm a 170-year-old man, all right? So don't judge me if I don't keep up with all the acronyms. Scrolling through the. All right, listen. Scrolling through. All right, listen. This song was made by our very own Truth to Peter. Okay, Truth to Peter follows us on TikTok. I'm pretty sure he follows us on here too. But he made a theme song for us. I didn't even ask him to do it, but he did because of how inspired he is by the work I've been doing on TikTok. So we're gonna premiere our new theme song made by one of our main supporters on TikTok, Truth to Peter. So let me know if you guys enjoy it. If you want to know where to find it, you can go to TikTok right now, and it's on his page at Truth Repeater. Okay. Somebody said, "Do you believe in God?" Listen, there's only one logical way to think about how the world exists or the universe exists, and that's with a creator. Okay. So yes, there must be a creator. That's the only logical way to think about the world. But Kelkis said, if you admit it's parody, I'll give you a follow. Kelkis, the last thing that I ever want on the planet is for somebody like you to follow me. All right? For real. You are an infiltrator. You're the type of person that I would never trust. All right? You're an idiot. I don't like you. I'm not doing this for clicks and views. I do this to connect with other intelligent, respectful people that want to learn and discuss the truth. If you don't like me, don't follow me, please. Scrolling through the news. Same lies, same voice. Kev said, if you were to start everything over regarding American government, what would your main objective at this point is evil and immoral? So we can talk more about that in a second, but I think that all government, the idea of democracy is immoral. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but it's the truth. It's an opinion that gets me shadow banned on YouTube all the time, but I don't care because it is the fact. All right. There's nothing moral about democracy or government. All right. Unless it's 100% voluntary. Tight talk, real soft. Watch me turn them off. Name ring bells, real offended in the text. 5,000 bodies all folded by the face. You can cap in the comments, I don't blink back. I just quote what you type, let you roast in the stack. You a keyboard king, I'm a guillotine tongue. Every take that you bring, leave it broke, half done. You be mad, hit cap, start spamming that junk. I be laughing on cam, sip coffee, stay slump. Real offended. I'm the truth in the thread. Turn the tough guy post to a ghost straight there. You can troll, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, then I blues trail around. Real offended. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins. You the number 5,005. You can
can bark in the dark, I just talk my smack. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Yeah. You say wake up, but you sleep through receipts. I drop links, timestamps, put your bluff on repeat. Every gotcha that you got by the clip. Your logic in is your Wi-Fi always lagging and glitch. Call me arrogant cool, I'm allergic to the fake. You can flex, fake stats, I got real keepsakes. Every loss that you take is a mark on my wall. I turn trolls into trends, watch them raise and fall. Real offended, I'm the truth in the thread. Turn the tough guy ghost to a ghost straight dead.
Yeah, shout out to Peter. He did use AI to make it, but I mean, he wrote it and and produced it. But he's not an artist himself. But I do appreciate him big time. And this song has been stuck in my head. I don't know whether you like AI music or not, which I'm not a huge AI music fan, but I do appreciate him either way.
You can scream, you can type all caps, I can scroll, screenshot, then I blue strap, rap, real affiliate. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins, you just number 5,005. You can bark in the dark, I'll just talk my slang. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Like great, but your eyes look away from the screen. You don't.
Shout out Kev. Kev said I don't always agree, but I do love a good debate. Me too, Kev. I really just love the sport of debating. That's why I can't stand people that are that want to flag me or flag anybody because they disagree. For real, the most I will do if somebody says something that I disagree with is try to prove my side of it. That's it. And at the end of it, if we disagree, then we agree to disagree. Like, I swear to God, I would never go out of my way to stop somebody from expressing an opinion that I disagree with. So I really think you guys are unhappy in your lives to do something like that. What's good, Rel?
They came on, you don't want.
It's been a minute. What's good, Rel Lamar?
That beam, I don't trace, I don't plead, I don't beg for a view. I just wait till you slip, then I read you your truth, yeah. I'm the truth in the
Gamer Player said, I know this question sounds random, but what would you do or react if you're out in public somewhere and you see someone just staring at you, not saying anything? When I was younger, I used to assume because I'm a dude that meant that people had a problem with me. So when people would stare at me, I would look at them back and I'm like, I mean, like what, Now that I'm an older, I'm an older gentleman and I'm refined and I'm gorgeous, quite frankly. I just assume people are staring at me because they never seen anybody this beautiful in real life. Is that the truth? Probably not. But that's what I be thinking. In my mind, I'm like, oh wow. I'm like, they never even seen anybody this beautiful before. They can't take their eyes off me. Let me hurry up and get out of here before they try to do something. They gonna try to kidnap me and take my face. they gonna do me like Texas Chainsaw. Oh yeah, that's what I think. Rel said, "Come troll in Truth Zone channel later." Who is Truth Zone channel? Is that Bobby's channel? Cause listen, man. Listen. Like I said last time, I ain't got no problem with Bobby. All right, but I forgive, but I don't forget. All right, for real. Especially not when we betting. All right. I know motherfuckers like, yeah, he probably gonna let that shit go. I don't never let it go. All right. I don't never let it go when people owe me money. It could be $2. If you owe me $2, I'm gonna be thinking about that $2 forever. Not really. I'm just saying. All right, well, send it to me. Maybe I'll go check it out and see what's happening. Like I said, it's not that I have a problem with Bobby. All right, me and Bobby are still cool. It's I gotta keep my word. You know what I mean? I gotta be a man of my word. How you been though, Rel, man? What's been going on with you? 5,000 wins, you just number 5,005. Kev said, I wish they could grow up. Yeah, I wish they could too, Kev, but I wouldn't waste none of my wishes like on that. Let me say that again. I wish they could grow up too, but I wouldn't waste a wish on that. All right. If I do get a wish, trust me, it won't be about them.
You can bark in the dark, I just talk my.
Chaddickson said starting every sentence with bro is a female trait. What is that based on? Who said that? Yeah, where'd you get that from?
I don't.
Wilson Corvette. All right, Wilson. I tried to give you a chance, but to the Shadow Realm. All right, hold on. Let me do it on here. Over a dollar. Oh, you're saying, wow, yeah. See, bye, Wilson.
I just send it right back.
Kev said, I've had hundreds of political debates, and a friend of mine stopped talking to me. LOL. Well, a bunch of people stopped talking to me, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I usually prefer it that way. You know, that's how you weed people out of your life. You know what I mean? That's how you weed people out of your life, bud. Boom, 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 boom. There you go, bud. To the Shadow Realm. Kev said Atlantis never existed. Kev, what are you basing that on, Kev? What are you basing that on? Hey, look, I'm gonna play this one more time. All right. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, this is our theme song made by our very own Truth to Peter. I appreciate him so much. I did not ask him. Kev is too short. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro. I mean, at least say, look, I read somewhere that blah blah. Like, you're just like, this is a fact. Okay, well, how do you know? Facts and the formation. How do you know, Kev? Where are you getting this from? Is my question to you. Yeah, Truth to Peter, like he literally just out of the goodness of his heart made a theme song for us because he's so inspired by what we've been doing on TikTok. But the way TikTok has been acting, I might have to just come over here and do it on here from now on. I think that might be the silver lining that came out of me getting banned again today on TikTok. I think I'm supposed to come over here and do this on YouTube from now on because it's like if you guys are gonna cry anyways, I might as well, go all the way with it. Cry baby asses. They would have found that shit by now. That's where you got. Like, so I asked Kev. Kev said Atlantis never existed. I asked him how does he know. He said because they would have found it by now. Right. Good one, Kev. Good one. Yeah. I'm gonna let you stew and how stupid you actually sound for a few moments. Shout out Truth to Peter too.
Scrolling through the noise. Same lies, same voice. Tight talk, real soft. Watch me turn them off. Name ring bells, real offended in the text. 5,000 bodies all folded by the face. You can't in the comments, I don't blink back. I just quote what you type, let you roast in the stack. You a keyboard king, I'm a guillotine tongue. Every take that you bring, leave it broke, half done. You be mad, hit cap, start spamming that junk. I be laughing on cam, sip coffee, stay slump. Real offended. I'm the truth in the thread. Turn the tough guy post to a ghost. Straight dead. You can draw, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, then I blues track around. Real offended. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins. You the number 5,005. You can bark in the dark, I just talk my smack. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Yeah. You say wake up, but you sleep through receipts. I drop links timestamps, put your bluff on repeat. Every gotcha that you got by the clip. Your logic finished, your Wi-Fi always lagging and glitch. Call me everything cool. I'm allergic to the fake. You can flex fake stats. I got real keepsakes. Every loss that you take is a mark on my wall. I turn trolls into trends, watch them raise and fall. Feel offended.
Rel said America is Babylon. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that Babylon and Atlantis are mutually exclusive either.
I'm the truth in the bread. Turn the tough guy ghost to a ghost straight. You can troll, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, then I blue strap, rap, real affiliate. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins. You just number 5,005. You can bark in the dark, I'll just talk my slang. I don't say nonsense, I just send it right back. Tight grade, but your eyes look away from the screen. You don't want that cam on, you don't want that beam. I don't chase, I don't plead, I don't beg for a view. I just wait till you slip, then I read you your truth. Yeah.
I did not interview that. My bad. I'm the king of the lie.
Mad when you see black people acting black?
Oh, where did that come from? Boom, 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 boom. Solid beat though. Yeah, I'm like, bro, the beat has been in my head. Again, I'm not a huge AI music fan either, but I appreciate him for making it. And you know, it's a solid song. You know what I mean? Of course, yeah, it's a solid song. Tony said they were likely destroyed by a global catastrophe, which could have also destroyed, buried, submerged a lot of the evidence. Yeah, anything is possible. Yeah, but what has been written down and recorded as it relates to Atlantis is what should be in question. You know, we don't have to guess. We can, but we don't have to. You know, we can just talk about what's actually been recorded and what's actually there. You know, most people don't even know that when they talk about Atlantis sinking, they're referencing Plato. Plato never said Atlantis sunk underneath water. He never said that. And Plato did describe Atlantis being America. This is true. All right? I can show you a map from as early as the 1600s or as late as the 1600s. That's what I meant to say. I can show you a map as late as the 1600s where they were still calling America Atlantis. Still. Who is Plato? Interesting. Very interesting, that guy right there. Tony said, I never heard that. Well, Tony, that's why I'm here. Well, Tony, meet Stark. uh, Kev said, and there's no proof that dinosaurs ever breathe fire. Okay, I mean, I don't. I never said dinosaurs breathe fire. I don't. All right. Yeah, there's no proof that dinosaurs ever existed. How about that? I mean, you can say there's no proof that they breathe fire. Yeah, that's true. There's also no proof that they ever existed. This is all made up, boy. Did you know that? It's all made up, okay? It's not real. But he said there's no proof that dinosaurs breathe fire. There's no proof that they ever existed. But they have fossils and skeletons. Yeah, but there's no telling what those fossils and skeletons are. They just made up a story around some fossils and skeletons that they found. Nobody ever interacted with a dinosaur. Do you understand? So those fossils and skeletons could be anything. Are you serious? You're making it seem like they found a fully intact dinosaur or something. They didn't find a fully intact dinosaur. Are you out of your mind? Buddy thinks that they found a fully intact dinosaur. Tony says, um, Kev taking okay. Strange strange stands. Sorry, I was getting twisted up in my mind. Strange strands, I don't know. Strange stands. Yes, he is. Tony said best guess. Exactly, right? It literally is just a best guess. They find a small part of a fossil, then they make up a story about what it might be attached to. Nobody ever saw a dinosaur. Nobody ever found a fully completed dinosaur skeleton. That's craziness. Kev said they have. All right, Kev, who is they? Go ahead. Who is they, Kev? Who is they? When and where did they find it? And how did you know that it was? Or not how did you know? Because you don't know shit. How did they determine that this belonged to an ancient species called dinosaur? Go ahead, Kev. Explain all that to us. Who found it? When did they found it? What process did they use to determine that it was part of an ancient species called dinosaurs? How did they come to that information? Let us know, Kev. Go ahead. Zanfel said Atlantis never sank. America is Atlantis. Shout out Zanfel. Zanfel absolutely knows what they're talking about. If Atlantis is so massive, they have water radar and would have found it. Uh, how about this? The idea of radar came from Atlantis. So they were never looking for it. They just told you that they were looking for it to hide the fact that they already found it. That's where they got all their technology from. Where did they get their technology from? America. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. They found Atlantis, and it was a technologically advanced empire, America. And so they lied about the land and then told everybody else Atlantis was a lost city when it was never a lost city. Nobody that went to Atlantis described it as a city. That's dumb. Okay, that's dumb. Tony said, we are just trying to make sense of very limited evidence, but we forget how many of our beliefs are just unproven hypotheses. This is a fact. The first recognized skeleton of a Tyrannosaurus Rex was discovered in 1902. Right. That's my point. Is that dinosaurs is basically a made up thing that wasn't even close to being a serious idea until the 1900s. Before the 1900s, nobody ever considered that there was anything called a dinosaur. But there were cave drawings of dragons. There were stories about dragons. There is a dragon on the Chinese zodiac calendar. Do you understand? Yeah, these things are real and confirmed and talked about all the time. Nobody ever talked about dinosaurs until the 1900s, really. Slick said, you know nothing. I know everything. All right? I know everything, Slick. Now what? They may have been called dragons, but they don't breathe fire. Nobody said they breathe fire. You added that into the conversation so you can sound less stupid. But you don't. It didn't work. You sound even more stupid because you thought we weren't going to catch that. We caught that. Nobody said anything about breathing fire, dummy. All right? You lost again. Lord have mercy. See, this is why Truth to Peter made that song for me. Because this is how I was doing people on TikTok. All day, just cooking, cooking, cooking. What's wrong with you? Well, they don't breathe fire. Well, I never said they did, stupid. Thank you for conceding. All right, you lost. That's called losing, what you just did. Okay? Lord of the Beast said, what the F you choke, you smoking, chief? We smoking on that Kev pack. Yeah, we smoking on that Kev Doherty pack. Yep. Smoking on that Kev Doherty. Yeah, Jack Doherty's little brother? Yeah, that's Jack's little brother right there, Kev. Yeah, we smoking on Jack's little brother, Kev. Kev said it's in every description of a dragon that they breathe fire. What description are you talking about? Be specific. All right. Tony's like, that's a fair point. Okay, well, let's dive into that. What description are you referring to? I'm talking about cave drawings. They didn't write the word fire on cave drawings. They may have represented things a certain way. I mean, but either way, how can you prove that they did or didn't breathe fire? All right? Since you want to go there, Kev, how can you prove that they did or didn't breathe fire? Go ahead. Medieval folklore. Think about it. Medieval folklore, stories passed down. So he's like not even pointing to anything specific. He's just speaking in general. He's like a random story that exists somewhere that I don't know and can't confirm or don't know the source, don't know if it's real. You see? That's my point. Think about I'm gonna dismantle him in every way. All right. So yeah, so you don't even know where you got that from. Number one, right? Folklore story. Okay. Then how can you prove that they didn't breathe fire? I didn't even say that, but fine, since you're bringing it up, how can you prove that? You can't prove anything, so your logic is simply not valid. Okay, nice try, bud. Nice try. Anyways, Kev, while we rolling you up and lighting you up, all right, how can you prove that dragons didn't breathe fire? Go ahead, tell us. How can you prove that? We're waiting. Hey, don't worry, I'll wait. Buddy is sick. Slick said, seriously, you know nothing. I bet you won't prove it. You can say whatever you want, but one thing you won't do is ever prove it. All right? You won't ever prove that. So, hey, keep complaining. All right? I won't get mad. My name is Real Offended because you get offended, not me. Just in case you weren't sure. Just in case you weren't sure. So let's all just give up and not bother thinking at all. That's basically what he's saying, Tony. All right, fine. If you're gonna be this strict about logic, then we might as well give up. You see where I got him, Tony? Think about where my logic has them. Right? I am cornering them so bad with this basic logic that he's like about to give up on all knowledge. I got Buddy about to give up on all knowledge because he can't contend with this logic. He's like, well, if that's true, then we should all just Buddy's head is about to explode. That's literally you're mind blown. That's mind blown, right? He's literally mind blown. He's like, well, then we should never think about anything at all. Then, oh, how sad. A little tiny bit of logic blows their mind. Bow, 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 bow. Man, I wish I could play music on YouTube the way I do it on TikTok. Honestly, that is really like the only real thing that TikTok has over YouTube is that I really get the vibe out over there. You know what I mean, with the music, and that's really what kind of kept me over there. You know, so I gotta start doing this on X so that way I can say what I want, bring people up in debate, and we can vibe out. You know what I mean? We can vibe out. I might go on X later on just to see what's popping. Yeah, I might go on X just to see what's popping. You know what I mean? Kick is calling. All right, exactly. Hey, shout out reality in the chat. You already listen, man. You know, if Kick allows me to go live like this and bring people up, like with the background thing, I'm there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm there. I went on Bigo for a few seconds, but Bigo makes you pay to use backgrounds. I'm like, bro, you guys are that's crazy. They're like, yeah, if you want to use a background, well, this is insane. How can you prove that George Washington was the president? How can you prove anything really? Nothing can truly be proven. So let me ask you a question. How can you prove that dinosaurs breathed fur? I can't prove that dinosaurs breathed fur because, quite frankly, I don't know what you mean by breathing fur. All right, and you spelled fur wrong. It's F-U-R. So breathe fur. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I just want you guys to speak English. Okay, I just want you to learn grammar. All right, can you do that first? Can you go learn grammar? Shout out Tobel, Toblerone. Toblerone said, "Who does he hair?" I'm jealous. Well, thank you, Toblerone. I appreciate that. Jackson Smith, I'm gonna need you to cut that out, all right? This is a judgment-free zone. How am I going to learn gamer? That doesn't even make sense. Oh my God. Emma, if you have to put two different asterisks, just start over. All right? If you write a sentence and the sentence is so bad that you need two separate asterisks, I gotta basically do a word puzzle to figure this sentence out. Listen. How am I going to learn gamer? That doesn't even make sense. Then they put sense and then sense. I don't even know. Are you inserting both? Does one go where, or are you switching? I don't know. All right, start over from the beginning. Just delete the sentence and start anew. Okay, start anew. What is wrong with you guys? Why don't you learn common sense before you try to teach us grammar? Bud, grammar comes way before common sense. You didn't. What country are you from? All right, we learn grammar like that's the first thing you learn. You can't even begin to learn what common even means if you don't learn grammar. How can you understand what the words common sense mean together if you don't even know grammar? This is craziness. See, and I'm happy that we're on YouTube so I can really make fun of you guys like I want to. Like, you guys are really stupid. Like, you are a stupid asshole. See, look, Emma said, "Who the hell is grammar? She sounds cure. She sounds cure." And then look, an asterisk. Cube. Didn't work. A second asterisk. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Emma, take five, Emma. Please. Take five. All right? YK said, debate me on Christianity. We can debate Christianity on X. All right? That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna start coming live on here, and the people that want to debate me, we can debate on X. Yeah, not on here though, not on here. Hell no, we will not debate Christianity on here. But if you go follow me on X, YK, go follow me on X right now at the Real Offended, and then let me know. Say you said we would debate, and we'll set up the debate on X. All right, that way we can both speak freely. Stick said, "Are the bills that high?" Not really, but not really. But if you want to donate, feel free. If not, then hey, the ad money will suffice. Okay, the ad money will suffice. Trust me. Emma said the world is flat. Shout out Emma. Emma thinks the world is flat. How much do I get paid to debate? Um, well, nothing right now. Yeah, my platform is not big enough. Well, it's not even just that. No offense, Emma, no offense, right? Because it's not really like if my platform was small, but you were a big enough name, then I would pay you to debate if you were a big enough name. But I don't know if I'm going to make any money off that debate, Emma. So it wouldn't be a smart business move to pay you to debate when I might not make any money off it. If anything, I would do a debate for free, right? So that way, if I make any money at all, I'll be in the green. That's how you make money on YouTube, all right? You want to start off with the lowest overhead. Me in reality learned this lesson the hard way. All right. I don't know if reality is still in there, but me and reality, we started this channel together. And we learned the hard way that you don't want to start off with overhead on YouTube. All right. You want to start off with zero overhead. And then when you start making money, then you can invest back. All right. So I'm not making enough money off a debate to pay somebody more than like $100 to come and debate. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? Because that's the very most I'll probably make from that video, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like $100 is cool. But I'm just saying, like, but if I pay you 100, then I make no money off the video. You know, so I can't do that. So you either have to be a bigger name, or when I get to a point where my videos are bringing in more than, let's say, $100, like if my videos were bringing in $1,000 per video, right? Guaranteed, no matter who was debating, right? If my videos were bringing in $1,000 per video, no matter who was debating, I could pay people $100 each to come debate, right? Because then I could still profit $800 roughly. That's my point. So if I pay you $60 and my video profits $100, that's a $40 profit. That is not a good profit. Okay, no, that's not what we're in it for. Sorry. Yeah, but hey, maybe one day though. You mean like build your name up and get bigger, and then I'll pay you to come on, or in a little bit, my channel will be big enough to where I can pay people to debate. We're just not there yet. All right, we're not there just yet. One day we will be though. We will. Now said, want to fart in my face, bro. No, thank you. Tony said, I'm curious about the Earth globe conversation. Well, they've tried to prove that the Earth was a globe many times, and they have not successfully done it yet. So until further notice, the Earth ain't a globe. I'm not saying they're not going to prove it eventually, but they haven't proved it yet. Hold on, let me find my charger real quick. My phone is not charging. Hold on. Take on me. Oh, there we go. The Earth is flat and not moving. Shout out Emma. Emma is correct. They've also tried to prove that the Earth was moving many, many times before. They have not successfully been able to do that. And so until further notice, the Earth is not moving. That's correct. And it's not a globe. That's why the days are shorter in Alaska at some point of the year. It's because the Earth is flat and not moving. Tony said, so images from space? That's a good question, Tony. Tony, I challenge you. You're right, Tony. I challenge you to submit one real, unedited photo of the Earth. A bunch of people owe me a lot of bets on this because I'm a very easy person to bait into making a bet. So I've made many bets. Nobody has come and collected yet. Find one real unedited photo of the Earth. Unedited. I mean raw footage, Tony. Raw footage, unedited, and then we'll examine it. You're gonna have a tough time. All right. And you might flip. I'm just saying. They're all edited. Yeah, they're all 100% edited. And the ones that aren't edited don't show curvature, is my point. There are images that aren't edited, they don't show curvature. Mm-hmm. Show me one picture of the Earth being flat. Well, I never actually said the Earth is flat, but I can show you a photo of what the Earth actually looks like from space if you want. Oh, it's right here. What the hell? I am tripping. Wow. 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 I literally, I literally forgot that I had this photo on the background the whole time. This is the real unedited photo of the Earth right here. It's what it looks like, bud. That is crazy that I forgot this photo was right here. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't clown me too bad, guys. That's hilarious. Dragons are indeed dinosaurs, but more specifically, giant prehistoric birds. I like that. I like that. Actually, hold on. Yeah. I like that. That's the way that One Piece depicts dragons as well, with feathers. Basically, big giant birds. Absolutely. Pax Main said it's more of a misshapen egg. Pax Main, what evidence do you have of this? What evidence do you have that the Earth is a misshapen egg? YK said, why are you ignoring my question? YK, if I go up there and your question is stupid, I'm about to flash on you. All right? That's all I know. I'm about to flash on you. It better be a good question. I don't see it. Oh. Yeah, I don't see it. Listen, bro. Yeah, I don't see it. Sorry. Eric said you're a moron. I bet you won't come up here and prove that, Eric. I bet you won't, because you're a scared asshole, is what you are. There's a terrible account called Wow. I would rather yeah, I don't like to get into that kind of stuff. Ivy Anderson, I respect what you're doing, but I don't like to get into that. All right. Yeah. I'm not the police. All right. Contact the police. The Devil's Reaper said, MF looking like occurring to my calculations. It would have been funny if you would have said it right. Like, I swear to God, like, I started laughing halfway through it. Then the minute I read your bad grammar, it's just like, you just sucked the life all out of the joke. You know what I mean? Like, you suck. You know that? Like, you suck. It takes 2 seconds to reread your sentence before you type send. All you have to do is reread the sentence. Nothing I hate more than somebody ruining a joke. And you ruined it with bad grammar. You, like, ugh. Some people thought the earth looks like a donut. My bad. The earth looks like a ball. That's the comment you wanted me to read? Oh, that was brilliant. Bashing people for having common sense doesn't make you less stupid than you already are. Okay. Noted. Atlas is where the white race emerged. What are you basing this off? KVGM radio? Where did you read this at, and what are you basing this off? Hit by an asteroid? What evidence is there of this? Yeah, what evidence is there of this? What are you basing this off? Race Castle said mud flood is truth. You're basing it off Hinduism. So this is a religious belief then. Okay, cool. Well, we're not religious up here, just so you know. You're entitled to believe whatever you want religiously. We're not religious up here. So good luck to you, bud. Bro's logic is worse than his haircut. Oof. This is starting to get toothless. YK said I sent my question 3 times. I didn't see it. So you said debate me on Christianity. And I said go follow me on X and we can debate over there. That's what I said. Buddy says, show me one picture of the earth not being a globe. And I already have it up here. Somebody find one real unedited photo of the earth looking like a globe. Please. One real unedited photo. It has it has everything to do with religion. You just said in Hinduism. Listen, bro, you haven't said anything for me to think that you're just a troll. So I'm not gonna flash on you, but you sound real dumb. All right, like the writings of Hinduism are not the concrete history of the world. Okay, I know you think that, but it's not. Even the stuff that I'm referencing isn't concrete history of the world. All right, but you have to be willing to listen to other people's perspective. If you think because I read something somewhere runtime that makes it true, then quite frankly, you are an idiot. All right, you're not actually an intelligent person. You might know a lot of stuff, but that don't make you intelligent or that don't make you wise, right? You know what you read, but you don't understand what you read. You don't have critical thinking, you know. So you need to learn how to read between the lines and not think that because you read something in Hinduism that now that's automatically a source. Buddy said, I don't think they are. I think they're stories. Really, you think they're stories? You think they're stories? This is your comment. Atlantis is where the white race emerged. What are you talking about? Where the white race emerged? You're not saying, hey, I heard a story somewhere. No, you're telling us the white race emerged in Atlantis based on like that. Okay, okay. You're not offering it as an opinion. You're offering it as if you know that for a fact. And that's why it took me asking where you heard that from for you to tell us. You're like, oh, well, this is from Hinduism. I mean, we're not religious, okay? Good for you. To the shadow realm. Listen, stop spamming, stop being emotional, all right? Stop getting upset just because people don't agree with you and have a difference of opinion. I don't watch people that I don't like on YouTube, all right? If you guys don't like me, you don't like what I'm doing, then go kick rocks. Go find something that you actually like doing. Unless you're a CIA plant, then I guess stay over here because you don't have a choice because it's your job. Other than that, stop being a crybaby ass bitch. All right, all you crybaby ass bitches, go do something with your life. Go do your own live. You got a phone, right? You got a phone, go do your live, and people will watch you. Stop crying like a little bitch. I'm sorry, YouTube, but I'm just saying, all right? Bro, we know your hair is fake. Your girl knows my hair is 100% real. Everybody thinks my hair is fake except your girl. You know why? Because she was pulling on it last night. All right? Stop crying like a little bitch and stop being jealous. Sorry. Girly girl said dead ass, but on hot days, why does the sun shine so much when at the beach, the sun beaming on your back? I'm not reading the rest of that message. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know. Hell no. Hinduism was made up by blank. All religions are as BS as paid science. Shout out Race Castle. Ah, here we go. Race Castle actually knows what they're talking about. This is the third comment I read where they're on point. Race Castle said no, mud flood is the 20 feet of dirt around all old world buildings. Right. So when this is why I keep asking them where they got it from, Race Castle, because if you read Plato, Plato never said that Atlantis sunk underwater. He said Atlantis was covered under mud, which America is covered under mud, but everywhere is covered under mud. So the entire world experienced a mud flood. So yes, and I mean America is like I said, if you read Plato's writings, you would know that those writings clearly are referencing America. Clearly. Shout out Race Castle. Race Castle is on point. All right, hold on one second. Um, Again, shout out Truth to Peter for our theme music. All right, I'll be right back.
Scrolling through the same lies, same voice. Tight talk, real soft. dog. Yeah. Name ring bells, real offended in the text. 5,000 bodies all folded by the face. You cap in the comments, I don't blink back. I just quote what you type, let you roast in the stack. You a keyboard king, I'm a guillotine tongue. Every take that you bring, leave it broke, half done. You be mad, hit cap, start spamming that junk. I be laughing on cam, sip coffee, stay slump. Real offended. I'm the truth in the thread. Turn the tough guy post to a ghost straight dead. You can draw, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, then I blues track around. Real offended. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins. You the number 5,000.
Girly Girl said, music hits hard. Yeah, shout out Truth to Peter. Like I said, he made that for us. I appreciate him big time. Pax Main said Tartaria, World Fair, etc. Absolutely. That was them getting rid of all the Atlantean technology. Yeah, they were literally getting rid of all the Atlantean technology, showing it at the World's Fair as they were plunging the world back into technological obscurity.
Bark in the dark, I just talk my smack. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Yeah. You say wake up, but you sleep through receipts. I drop links, timestamps, put your bluff on repeat. Every gotcha that you got by the clip. Yo,
Pax Main said because the light reflects off the sand. Sand is glass. YK, I have not seen any of your questions, bro. I think you're just trolling at this point.
Is your Wi-Fi always lagging and glitch? Call me everything cool. I'm allergic to the fake. You can flex fake stats. I got real keepsakes. Every loss that you take is a mark on my wall. I turn.
Josh said, prove it. Prove your claims with facts or shh. Yeah. Shout out, who is that? Vito? Thank you so much, Vito. Listen, Josh, I was gonna respond to it, but then you know what I mean? You guys gotta calm down, all right? Calm down on the rhetoric, guys. All right. You get a 1 minute timeout for that, Josh. All right. 1 minute timeout, bud. You believe Earth is Atlantis? Sure. I think that's one way to look at it. I also think that America is the birthplace of humanity. And so the Atlantean civilization, which did encompass the entire earth, would have expanded out of America. So when they took over America in the 14, 15, and 1600s, when they started the process, America was still called Atlantis. I can show you a map that proves this. I can show you a map that proves this.
Friends watch them raise and fall. Feel offended. I'm the truth in the thread. Turn the tough guy post to a ghost straight dead. You can troll, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, then I blues trap rap. Real offended. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins. You just number 5,005. You can bark in the dark, I just talk my smack. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Tight break, but your eyes look away from the screen. You don't want that.
Bro says, prove it, then says America is Atlantis. This is psychosis at its finest. I wish you guys were intelligent enough to engage with the conversation, but apparently you're not. So you think that insulting will make you seem more intelligent, but we're not the group of people that are going to be confused by your insults, thinking that that's not on a mission of stupidity. All right? To the shadow realm you go. Ugh. Uh, Talt, why do you keep saying, do you hate black people? Are you just trying to troll? Girly girl said at school someone said the beach has toxin cause whale poop, etc. So I'm going to a different beach. Okay. Good for you. Shout out Vito. Vito, thank you so much for the gifts, Vito. I appreciate that. Everybody go check out Vito.
You don't want that beam, I don't chase, I don't plead, I don't beg for a view. I just wait till you slip, and I read you your truth, yeah. I'm the truth in the thread, turn the tough guy ghost to
Pack said everything is toxic. Oxygen is deadly. The dose makes something poison. The well poop isn't going to hurt you. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Everything is about dosage, is basically what they're saying. The difference between something being toxic and medicine is the doses. I get that. Okay, I get that.
straight, yeah. You can show, you can scream, you can type all caps. I just scroll, screenshot, and I blues trap, rap, real offended. I'm the king of the live, 5,000 wins, you the number 5,005. You can bark in the dark, I just talk my slang. I don't take nonsense, I just send it right back. Real
Jazz Hands said, I'm asking about the African part. What exactly do you mean? What exactly does the we and not being African mean? The out of Africa theory was a lie made up by a man named Melville Hershkovich to justify the colonization of the entire planet. Dark skinned people are indigenous to every single part of this planet. And while they're taking it over, to justify it, they just tell them they're from Africa. So this obviously happened in America with the lies about the transatlantic slave trade. The slaves in America did not come from Africa. They were the descendants of the indigenous Americans that were enslaved and then miscategorized while they were having their namesakes literally stolen to justify again the taking of their land and lineage. They did the same thing in Australia, Asia, India, obviously all throughout Africa and Europe. This is 100% true. And Europe. The indigenous people in Europe are dark skinned. And then a group of people came in, got rid of them, sold them into slavery, and then took on the name and identity of the people whose land they were taking. All right? Boom. Girly Girl is giving us a play-by-play. She said, every time you pause the music, you read the comments. Yeah, like I said, shout out Truth to Peter for that. Truth to Peter is the one that made that for us. I didn't even ask him to, but he was just so inspired, and the song has been stuck in my head ever since. And so I appreciate him big time. Zanfel said, take notes, class is in session. Yeah, but barely though. So take the notes, because listen, I am not your teacher. I can promise you that. Real offended. I'm the king of the lie. Listen, I'm thinking, I'm like, just based off this alone, I kind of want to start a music competition where I let people try to insert songs, uh, like theme music for the channel, just so I can have more music to play while I'm going live on here because I can't monetize a video if I play other people's music. But we are indeed from Africa. Have you heard of Pangea before? Yes, Jazz, I've heard of Pangea. What is your proof that we are indeed from Africa? I just told you that it was made up by a man named Melville Hershkovich. At the time that he made this up, they had not one record of bringing anybody from Africa. All the records that you're going to see about this come after they made up the theory. They weren't bringing people and recording it before the 1800s, is my point. So if you look through the 17, 16, and 15 and 1400s, which there are many records, they're not bringing slaves from Africa to America during that time. not on record. Do you understand? They have documents from the 1800s after the slave trade had already ended. So no primary sources is my point. So what are you basing this off if not just what you heard in school? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Juan, shout out Juan in the chat. Juan said, "Sup? What's up, Juan?" Girly Girl said, "By constitutional and by inspiration, what or how do you think about stacking?" Okay, shout out Girly Girl. I appreciate this kind of troll. I really do. Shout out Girly Girl. Too upbeat. That's better. Shout out Juan. Thank you so much for the sub, Juan. I appreciate that. We do have records of slaves being traded in the 15th century. That's the 1600s, and I'm asking you when. I mean, excuse me, that's the 1400s. I'm asking you when. When and who? Don't just say we have it. What are the records? Should iPhones be banned in some countries? No, nothing should be banned. All right, government should not intervene to control people. All right, there is one major issue that exists in society, and it is the idea that you, as a human being, think that you or anybody else should control anybody else. All right, it's not your job to control other people. You are not God. All right. Zanfeld said, "Who is we?" Feral Florida man said, "I rate your rage bait 2 out of 10." Well, let me show you how much this is actually rage bait. Watch this. To the Shadow Realm. That's how you know. The last thing that I want is for you to watch me. All right? That's the last thing I want. You ever seen somebody walk into a party that they weren't invited to and be like, oh, this party sucks. And everybody look at them like, you're like, yeah, I know this party sucks. That's because it's not for you. So you don't just bait, you don't debate, you just block people. No, I do debate, but you guys have to actually engage the conversation seriously. And if you want to debate me for real, go follow me on X and say I'm here to debate you, and I will set up a debate day where I go on X and I debate a bunch of people. All right. I usually debate on TikTok, but They're crybabies over there, so I'm over here. The first documented trades of African slaves were by the Portuguese. Okay, listen, you're what you're doing right now. All right, my patience is gonna go thin. Okay, but right now I'm gonna give you an opportunity to understand what I'm saying. But this is the last time I'm gonna explain it. Okay, because you did it again. When I asked you for proof of slaves being transported from Africa to America, I am asking for first person primary documents. All right. If I ask for that and you say, well, yeah, the Portuguese did it, or yeah, like you are speaking generally now. Like, yeah, no, a bunch of like, I'm asking you specifically what record on what day, who was it? And how do you know this was accurate? How do you know it's true? What research have you done to confirm this? All right. Stop reading stuff on Google and thinking it's true because you read it on Google. Please, please stop doing it. All right. Well, the Portuguese, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the Portuguese are some lying motherfuckers. All right. The Portuguese be lying all the time. So I don't give a damn what they said on Google. All right. They some lying, yeah, they liars. Zanfel, yeah, Zanfel, you don't have to ban her. You know what I mean? As long as you know she's not going overboard or saying anything out of bounds, you can let her just say whatever she wants. You know what I mean? Look at all the mods fanboying over this moron. Trevor, why are you fanboying over me? Zanfel is not fanboying over me by saying they don't want to hear girly girls' comments. That don't got nothing to do with me. Zanfel is like, I don't want to hear her comments. Pax Main said that only works if people follow the social contract. People need to be controlled. Pax Main, you're completely wrong about what you're saying. All right, and I'm gonna let you know that we're never gonna agree on this. Okay, we're never gonna agree on this at all. No, that was my door closing actually. Yeah, not sorry. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're never going to agree on this. Okay, because people don't follow the social contract now. You're saying we need to control people because people don't follow the social contract. The people that are controlling us are waging war in poor countries all around the world. So what you're saying right now is a complete moot point. All right, for real. Like it's actually disgusting. For real, it's disgusting, right? Like I don't even want to go into it because I might get too graphic. I'm just saying that, like, you're saying that you need to allow government to exist. That way, people don't get taken advantage of, while governments are currently taking advantage of everybody. Do you understand? Like, I question who you work for to say some shit like that. People need to be controlled. So you are either a scared bitch where you don't think that you could protect yourself, right, in a natural world where you didn't have the ability to call the police to come save you. And think about it, you're like, listen, I can't protect myself, so I need a group of men to come protect me. Then, all right, if that's how you feel, then that's fine. But again, we're never going to see eye to eye on that because I'm not that guy. And then the other thing is, or like I said, you work for them where you're just trying to justify the need to control people so you can keep taking advantage of them. Either way, it's an evil mindset to have. Fear is evil to me. That's right, fear. I would wager that a lot of evil things that happen in the world are just born out of the name of fear. All right. So for you to have such a great level of fear in your heart that you need to control other people because you can't protect yourself and your own family, that sucks. And I do not empathize with that in the least bit. All right. Or for you to be the working for the people who are in control and think, you know what, it would be better if I could keep controlling people. So I'll lie and say, well, people don't follow the social contract. What social contract? What, don't go to war? What, don't steal other countries' resources? What are you even talking about? You're just making shit up. Literally just making shit up. Yeah, girly girl, like I said, nothing should be banned. All right. The idea that people should control other people is um is the actual beginning of all problems in society. If nobody ever felt like they had the ability to control other people, we would not have a single problem in society. Not one. I'm willing to stand on that. That's right. If you did not infringe on other people because you want to control them, no crime, no violence, no nothing. Think about it. All violence ceases overnight. The minute everybody keeps their hands to their damn selves. That's it. That's it. All you got to do is not control other people. If you if you can interact with other people and when they disagree, you leave everybody to their own devices, nobody would ever get hurt ever. Because the only thing that you because the minute that you enter into, well, they could hurt somebody. Well, that's them trying to control another person. All right. You gotta turn your thinking cap on. All right. If every individual person decided today, I am not going to infringe on any other person, every single instance of violence would stop tomorrow. That's a fact. Jazz said, I don't agree. But that's the thing. Not everyone is going to do that. Yeah, I mean, you're totally fine to disagree, but I bet you won't be able to explain logically why you disagree. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be a logical person. But I have the freedom to point out when people are and are not being logical. It's that simple. Plopping Sloppy said, man, some people wasting their lives. Tell me about it. Pax Main said 0% chance everybody would agree to that. That's a logical hypothesis that would never happen. Yeah, because you're an evil person, Pax Main. That's why you think people won't agree to that. You understand? You think it's impossible to get people in the world to agree to not to want to control other people because I'll never agree to that. That's why you know, Pax, you're an evil man or woman that wants to control other people out of fear. Do you understand? Your fear is causing you to be evil. You should stop being so scared of people like me. All right, for real. I'm not gonna do nothing to you, Pax. I ain't gonna do nothing to you at all. You know why? Because I don't have fear of you. All right. I look at you as the ant that you are. So how could I be afraid of a damn ant? I could never be afraid of you. You understand? That's why I don't have a problem envisioning a world where people agree not to infringe on other people because I'm a good person. In my mind, I'm like, I would choose to do that. Everybody in my family would choose to do that. We just got to get your family on board. Do you understand what's going on? That's the issue. It's you. You and your family. You are the ones that want to control it. You already admitted as much. Didn't you already admit as much? I can go up and pull your comment up. You said, yeah, no, we need to control other people because blah, 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 blah. Right? You're the type of person that wants to control other people. You are the evil person. All right? Not everybody else. Oh, I need to control them because they're evil. No, you're evil. And that's why you want to control them. Don't blame other people for your evil nature, okay? Slick said, you're deranged, 9 watching. Oh, 9, right? Well, there's one less watching now because to the shadow realm. Earth is moving. What are you on? What evidence do you have that the earth is moving? What scientific evidence do you have? Bro, that photo behind you literally shows the curvature of the earth. You're not right, even if you were right. There's no curvature, actually. Even if you are trying to imagine some curvature here at the end, that's not consistent with what you guys claim the dimensions of the earth are. So I don't even know why you would try to invoke that. Do you understand? Yeah, you're an idiot. Seasons? What are you talking about? Seasons is not evidence that the earth is moving, just so you know. Nobody thinks that. Not any serious scientists. Yeah. Seasons happen because of the movement of the sun, not the movement of the earth. It's sad that you don't know that already. It's sad that you got this far in life not knowing that seasons happen because of the movement of the sun, not the other way around. Bud. Plopping Sloppy said, this guy is farming for content. Oh, you want to see how much I'm farming for content? Yeah. To the shadow realm. Lil Beh. Lil Beh. Sun does not orbit the earth. That's antithetical to all physical and scientific observation. If you're a science denier, then you're more than welcome to be that. But according to all physical and scientific observation, we see the sun move around the earth every single day. We've never witnessed the earth move even one time. So you're out of your mind. Girly Girl said, read my comments. Girly Girl, if I read your comment, I do. If I don't, I don't. All right. MS Studio said, we moved around the sun. There's no evidence of that. If you do have some evidence, present it now. Zanfeld said, how you like my Celtics scrub? Well, I already told you how I felt about the Celtics, Zanfeld. No need to rub it in. All right. I'm just happy that we are in a position where the best we can do right now is get to the 8th seed. Like I told you, because if we were in the 7th seed, we would be the Celtics are probably going to come out of the East this year. Girly Girl said, does anyone disagree that you can wear slippers in South Korea? There, Girly Girl, I read it. Jazz Hand said, I'm talking about blank and blank. How would you argue that? Jazz, my argument is that blank and blank are the people that are controlling the world now. Okay? And those are the people that are attracted to power. Normal people, they're not attracted to a position where you can control other people. But those people that you name, Jazz, they are. So that's why it is evil. You understand? You cannot be in a position where people have the ability to control other people, because the people that are naturally gonna go there are those people that you name that we have to worry about. So you need to keep them in the least powerful position as possible, which is individualized. All right? This might be over your head, but you're not understanding what you're talking about. You really aren't. JL said, dude, you've been tripping from the start. Oh, I've been tripping, huh? All right, you really gonna think I'm tripping after this. To the shadow realm. Yep, I'm big tripping. Now what? You're in the shadow realm for 86,000 seconds. 80, enjoy those 86,000 seconds. Girly Girl said, when someone talking rude about you, they are considered a prude. Girly Girl, I'm gonna be honest. There's a good chance that you're trying to in the off chance that you're trying to utilize advanced spell work on us. I'm only going to read the comments that feel good to me. All right. If I read your comment and it doesn't feel good, I'm not going to read it. So don't try to add good feelings to your spells now, because I'll be able to pick that up. Jazz said, "What I'm saying is that's impossible to achieve." Yeah, Jazz. Just because you think something is impossible, that doesn't mean it is. All right. I know this is hard for you guys to accept. It is. Like, you can't even understand this way of thinking, right? But this is the truth, Jazz. Yeah, I believe you think it's impossible. That doesn't mean anything in reality, Jazz. You know that, right? I think this is impossible. Who cares? Jazz, nobody, I don't know you. I don't care about you or your opinion or nothing like that. Your opinion don't do nothing to me in reality. Jazz, you can think I'm ugly as hell. Does that make me ugly, Jazz? No, it don't. Because there are still women in my inbox that are going to be like, I just want to let you know you're the best looking person I've ever seen. Now, it don't matter how ugly you think I am, Jazz. Those people are never going to think that I'm anything less than attractive. So you can't change reality just because you don't believe in shit. I don't believe that's possible. So you should think like me, Jazz. No, we don't think like you. We're not hopeless, low-thinking people. I think anything is possible, Jazz. Anything is possible. That's why we don't relate. We can never relate, be friends, nothing. We can never even hang out because of the way you think. That's impossible. Nothing is impossible. Go away. All right. If you think it's impossible, close your eyes. All right. Close your eyes if you think it's impossible. There you go. Exactly. You need real world solutions, not fairy tale hypotheticals that will never happen. There are billions of people. You can't get two or three people to agree on things. Billions, forget it. Right. So let's just give. So then give up then. Right. If that's true, then give the hell up and leave us alone. All right. You give up. Stop trying to make other people give up with you. That's what you're doing right now. You're like, well, I can't see how we can fix this. I gave up. So why don't you guys give up like me? Why? So you can feel better about your inadequacy? No. We're still here dealing with the issue. We're still going to find a way to make society better. To make society better. Just because you gave up, we're not giving up. All right? Jazz said, I don't understand why you're getting so heated. I haven't disrespected you once. Yeah. Listen, Jazz, if you want me to get heated, I can get heated. All right. If you don't like the way I'm responding to you, Jazz, then you can go away. All right. I've blocked and muted a bunch of people. I didn't block or mute you yet. So you saying I'm getting heated is tempting me to do that. Cause I'm like, I mean, there's no like if I can't engage with you without you leaving the conversation to try to deal with what you think is going on with me emotionally, then it's like, there's no point in engaging at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really want to engage with you if you think that I'm getting heated. All right. I'm a passionate person. That's how I get. I'm not gonna calm myself down because you're offended. All right. If you don't like it, then go the hell away. It's that simple. All right. Go the hell away. Mm. MS Studio said the moon orbits us because. You see, like philosophy, right? He's giving us his opinion. Well, my opinion is the moon orbit. Okay, how about this? We know the moon orbits us because we proved it blank. Like when was it proven scientifically? I don't give a damn. Well, this is what makes the most sense. Well, who cares? Zanfel said the latest moon missions have already been debunked. You guys are out of your mind. Trip said, boy out here looking like a true Greek with the curls. Come on, boy. Hey, you know where, listen, man. You know where the Greeks came from? You know who they was trying to be? Hey, Trip, you know who they was trying to be. All right? They was trying to be me and you and Zanfel. They was trying to be us. But they can never be us. All right? They can never be us. Jazz Hand says, so how do you fix their brain chemistry? I didn't open up this conversation to talk about fixing anybody's brain chemistry, but I can tell you that Creating a system of government is not fixing anybody's brain chemistry. It is exacerbating the problem of the ability for people to have psychological states chemically, and it is creating a safe haven for people that do have psychological states to act out their psychological states and have protection. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that it's going to fix their brain chemistry. I said that government, the idea that people should control other people, creates a safe haven for people like that. I mean, look at the list. Look at the emails that just dropped. That is what creates a safe haven for them. Without that, there would be no safe haven. You know why? Because if they did something to people in my family, we would handle it. But we can't handle it because they're protected by government. Do you understand? Yeah. What? How come people can't deal with the Palm Beach Pete situation? How come people can't deal with the Palm Beach Pete situation? Because he's protected by government, stupid. All right? You're out of your mind. And if you think you're getting upset, whatever, whatever. Stop crying then. Pax Main said, why do uncontacted tribes try to war with neighboring tribes? Because of what I said, okay? I said every problem in the world stems from a person trying to control somebody else. Okay? That's why. You think that these uncontacted tribes don't have government? They have government, stupid. And I wasn't even making it about government. You heard the word government one time in my explanation and chose to focus on that and ignore the rest of the conversation I was having because you're either small-minded, you're an idiot, or you're honest. Either way, we're on that, and you need to stop. Okay? I said people trying to control other people is the problem. Why do tribes that don't have that are quote unquote uncontacted go to war? Because they're trying to control the other tribe. Sound like a whole woman must have been raised by his mama. Why you have an issue with women, bro? Why, do you not like women or something? Why are you so against women, Jay Bird? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, even if I did sound like a woman, even if I was raised by my mom, why is that a negative thing? You know what I mean? Shout out my mom. You know what's wrong with women? I love women. Pax Main said that's just human nature. Pax Main, you only think that because that's your human nature. That's not my human nature, Pac Main. Think about it. Hey, come on, Trip. Hey, Trip. This is why I told you guys to follow me on TikTok, even though you don't like it. This is what I was doing all day on TikTok. You know what I mean? And the music thing is, I found some. Anyways, listen, that's your human nature. That's why you're trying to put that on us. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby? Oh, well, I naturally am evil, so everybody must be evil. No, bitch, you're evil. All right? Yeah, I was raised religiously. Okay? I don't consider myself to be a religious person today, but those values still stick with me. So whether it's right or not, I believe in treating people the way you want to be treated. That's how I act. And so when I look at other people, I don't think, well, that's human nature. I'm acting wrong. No, what I think is, okay, I am in human nature, right? Wanting love and peace. There's something going on with these people chemically that is causing them to do this. Absolutely. That's what we know. That's the chemical problem. The idea that you should control other people is the chemical issue that you're talking about, bud. That's why I'm like, this conversation is way over your head. Because I'll say the biggest issue is that people want to control other people. And you're like, yeah, but what about people that have mental problems? I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's over your head, okay? Pac-Man said, that's what I observe. I have a pattern recognition. Like I already described, though. Even though I've been stolen from, that don't mean, and I've stolen too. But that don't mean that I think that human nature is to steal. I don't think that. I think that that the idea of fear, which I grew up with an enormous amount of fear in my life. I mean, I grew up with an enormous amount of financial insecurity. And so for me, that led me to the point where chemically I began to get out of my nature and go into defense survival mode. That's correct. What? Buddy said, do head injuries happen in this utopia? I didn't say anything about a utopia. You're trying to categorize what I'm talking about in a way that you can attack it and it's not working. I am talking about the idea that other people want to control other people is the root of all issues. Nothing further than that. So for you to try to say, okay, well, so you're talking about it. Nope, you said all that. All I did was say the correct statement. The idea that people want to control other people is the antithesis of all issues in the world. That's what I'm talking about. All right? Stop trying to move the goalposts so you can participate in the conversation in a way that makes you feel good. No, you don't have a response to what I'm saying. Admit that and then introduce a new conversation. All right, bud? MSG said dinosaurs were also proven to not be to not be dragons. Shut your lying ass up. All right, you're an idiot. You're just making all this shit up, or you read it, or you read it somewhere on Google. You have no idea if it's true or not. I could write something on Wikipedia to this day. You would read it, and then you would start telling people it's true as if you know it for a fact. You also don't fully read on. Shut up, crybaby ass. I study Paleo. Shut your ass up. Ah. Tucker said there's no way society can operate without order. You don't have to control other people in order for there to be order. Aha. See, that's where you guys are either ignorant or, like I said, you're just evil. You are literally just evil. You do not have to control other people in order for there to be order. And if you think that, that's because that's the mindset you have. Me, you don't have to control me in order for me to be orderly. That's how I know. Yeah, I hang around a bunch of people and we play basketball. We don't have a referee. Nobody has to control other people, but we have order. We have order in a pickup game with no referee. We don't have to keep clock. Think about it. We all sit there and we agree on the rules in our head and nobody controls other people. Now, every now and then it gets violent, right? But yeah, those are the people that can't not control other people. You understand? If nobody wants to control other people, then there is order. All right, disorder is when other people try to control other people. This is getting dumb now. This is getting real stupid, all right? Because you are an idiot for real. Okay? That's how people get. Think about it. What is disorder? Other people trying to control people. That's it. That's how you get disorder. If your hands are to yourself, if you're not bothering anybody, there's no disorder. Jazz said, no, you need to disprove it. Shut your ass up, Jazz. You don't know shit, all right? You're an idiot. Hey, respectfully, oh my God, why you stop crying? All right, like you're a real life idiot, and this is how I act with all idiots. All right, and that's not disrespectful. I'm describing your state of mind. You are an idiot. All right, so shut your idiot ass up. Tucker said, how would order be upheld in a functioning society where there is evil greed? Yeah, I'm not making comments on functioning societies. All right, these are all pretenses that involve a lot of things that I think are quite immoral. So I think if you break society the way that it used to be, where people were in tribes and families, it's easy for people to have order within their families. All right, it's easy for families to have alliances with other families. It's easy for alliances and groups to have verbal agreements with other groups. The way that goes awry is when certain people don't like the outcome of the agreement, and they have to try to control other people. Evil people, all right? Evil people. Thank you. Thank you, Zanfel. I appreciate that. Yep, Zanfel beat me to it. And you lucky it was only for 300 seconds because I was finna mute you for the whole day. I really was, Jazz. Zanfel gave you a chance though. Might I ask where you have studied these ideals? In books, bud, in books. So what do we do with these evil people? What do you're asking me personally? What do I do with them? This is a case by case situation, bud. All right, you should defend yourself at all costs. I mean, that should listen. If you're not infringing on other people, like I said earlier, if everybody in the world didn't infringe, then this wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, sure, there are people that are chemically imbalanced. Defend yourself, bud. All right, I don't have to worry. Think about it. You think I have to worry about that? You think that I'm concerned about this at all? Why do you think that I'm not concerned about people that have psychological issues? Why am I not afraid of them? Why am I not concerned with that? You know why? Because if they come over here, it's gonna be a real bad day for them. It's gonna be a bad week. Do you understand? Yeah, bad news is gonna beat them home. That's why. You understand? I ain't worried about none of that because they're not finna do nothing. Yeah, like what you mean? And because they can't do nothing to me. I ain't afraid of none of that. So you are afraid of it because you are vulnerable. You see yourself as a weak person. All right? Why defend yourself? Are you trying to control their behavior? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see, just silly, right? Yeah, Pax. Yeah, we understand what you're trying to do. All right. This conversation is for higher level people. All right, the people that actually understand words, context, sentence structure, jargon. You that don't understand these things, you know what I mean? You guys got to get out of here. JLD, what's good, man? JLD, I was literally just thinking about you the other day, bro. Pause. Pause, but I was just thinking about you, bro. Cause one of my followers on TikTok made a theme song for us. And every time he talks, I always think that you and him have the same voice. And you said that you were a musician as well. So when he made the song for me, it just made me think of you. And pause. You know what I mean? I just like it felt like, you know what I mean? I was like, I wonder how JLD's doing. So how's everything going with your dog? Pax Main, shut your dumb ass up. You are an idiot, all right? How do you explain the curvature of the earth? There is no proof of any curvature on the earth. Trip said, "What's up, JLD? This nigga, this N word don't go live with the game no more." Listen, man, you gotta go where you're appreciated. All right, they appreciate me a lot on TikTok. I'm not saying that you guys don't appreciate me over here, but you gotta go where you're appreciated. My lives weren't doing that well historically on here. But when I go live on TikTok, I be gaining like 100 followers. I'm not bullshitting. For real. Like every time I go live on TikTok, especially if I go live all day on TikTok, like if I go live in the morning, live in the afternoon, and live at night, I will have gained over 150, 200 followers that day. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that should be running up over there. So I'm like, I gotta do it again. I'm like, how I gained 150, like even today, when my live got hit for harassment again, I was only live for like 20 minutes and I had already gained like 40 followers. I understand I had gained like 40 followers within 20 minutes. And that's why I go live a lot over there because yeah, they be showing mad love. Nah, hell no. TikTok does not fit me at all. They some crybaby ass hoes over there. Bro, no, bro, my TikTok account gets gets shut down every other day damn near over there. Every other day they shutting me down. Yeah, they all crybaby. I think I need to start going live on X. Is what I think I'm about to start doing. Um, yeah. Trip said I answered. Defense is not a control mechanism. If I'm defending somebody, I'm not trying to control other people. I'm stopping somebody else from trying to control me. Why do I even have to? I don't have to. Look, this is dumb, bro. Just ignore them. All right. If you got listen, you guys are mods. If you want to block them, I don't care. All right, for real, F them. But no, but like I said, I might have to start going live on TikTok. I mean, on X, because on X I can bring people up and let them debate me. Number one, and you already know we can speak freely over there. You know, like on TikTok, I swear to God, when they can't beat me in the debates, all they do is they come up and they just start spamming the N word on me, bro. I know you guys have seen other people do this, but I mean, like, they be really doing it on me, bro. Spamming that N word. They can't do nothing with him. They just be big mad the whole time. Hugo said, "You legit call people idiots when you can't debate." That's a lie. I legit call people idiots when they're legit idiots. I mean, I have never called somebody an idiot and not being able to explain exactly why I said that. I'm like, you're an idiot because you said this and this is true, clearly because of right here. You're just ignoring that or you're lying, which makes you an idiot. I explain myself very thoroughly. I don't call people idiots willy-nilly. Don't you ever disrespect me like that again. Life said, "Do you think consciousness is everything?" That's an interesting way to put it. I think consciousness is in everything. Jay Bird said, "And back to the colonizer music." Oh, you think that colonizers came up with this music, do you? Hugo said, "You're one of them, a legit idiot yourself." Oh, very clever, Hugo. Very clever. You got me. You got me. Trip said, "Nah, I'll let him keep going. LOL, good content." Zanfil said, "Shh, Pax, the adults are I was trying to say speaking and talking at the same time. My bad. The adults are talking. That might be my sign to take a break. I've been going live. How long have I been live? Over 2 hours now? Damn. Should be flying by. Trip said the demon in him can't take it. That's a fact. Trip said Beethoven was a so-called black man, but they came up with it. Exactly. Beethoven was for sure a dark-skinned person, but yeah, this is colonizer music though, huh? I mean, maybe Beethoven was a dark-skinned colonizer. Who knows? A Wild Thornberry said, "Angry little YouTuber with no life." Well, why would I get a life when you are so obsessed with me? Right? Why would I do that? Look at you. You're in here watching me even though you don't like me. Why would I do that? All right, I have to be here for you. Who else is gonna make you real offended if not me? Pax Main, you can't answer anything in detail whatsoever. Saying it does not make it true. All right. You're an idiot. That's why we've all started ignoring you. Okay. Trip said, "Let them say the stuff they're saying unless it's super cringe or they're doing stuff that might get us flagged. Like somebody came in here and asked, what is my social security number? No doxing type of content in here, okay? No doxing content." Yeah, well, the one that I blocked, yeah, said they're asking for social security. I don't want. Just in the small chance that that is an easy way to get people triggered, I'm not gonna chance it. Why would you say the Earth isn't moving? Because they tried to prove the Earth is moving many times, and they've all failed. Oscar said, "Why isn't the Earth moving? I don't know. God made it that way. You got to ask God, bro." Why do you ban people? Why are you controlling them? Because this is my live. Yeah, and I'm not controlling them. They don't have to be up here watching me. Do you understand? They can go watch whoever they want to watch. That's correct. Hey, and I'm not obligated to read their messages or hear them or allow them the access to talk to me. All right. I reserve the right to control my ears and my eyes at all times. Hugo said, Pax, he's an idiot. I'm going to make a subreddit of him. I would be so happy if you did that, Hugo. Honestly, you might be the only person I've ever, like, for real. Go make a subreddit so I can go in there and we can start arguing with each other for real, for real. I want to be able to really unload on you guys. Pause. Yeah, go make the subreddit and then link it in here, all right? Trip said, Pax, I answered you. I creeped down to your level. Colton Miller said, what's up, beautiful people? Much love. Shout out Colton Miller. Azimuth Phoenix said, bro. Hugo said, this guy sucks. Well, Hugo, you don't have to watch me, bro. You don't have to watch me. Trip said, I answered, defense is not a control mechanism. That's not sarcasm. That's logical truth without fallacy. Oscar said, then how are seasons a thing? Seasons react to the movement of the sun. By the way, everybody, please, if you haven't already, like the video and follow if you can. All right. Like I said, the reason why I do this usually on TikTok is because I gain a lot of followers when I do it. And in the past, when I've come on here to do these things, I have lost a lot of followers. So if I start doing these and it looks like it's trending my channel in the right direction, then I will do these more. All right. So everybody, please follow and like the video. I appreciate it big time. Look at Tucker. Why do you support him? Bro, why are you hating? For real, I'm like, I can't even fathom this amount of hate. For real, like, if you don't like it, go watch somebody that you like. You know, you are deranged. You are the people that one other person was talking about. Like, there's something going on with you to where you don't enjoy something, but you keep watching it. Like, are you some weird sadomasochist? Like, this is weird, bro. This is weird. We Are Dumb said, how do you know the sun is real? Because nothing unreal exists. That's why. I don't, how do you know what the sun actually is a more accurate question. But how do you know it's real? We see it every day. That's how you know. Oscar said, so you think the solar system revolves around the earth? It's not about what I think, it's about what we observe daily. We observe the solar system revolve around the earth. That's what we observe. Tucker White said, you only do this for money and you probably don't believe the things you preach. Tucker, even if you believe that, why are you hating on that? Even if that is true, right? Why do you care? You don't have to watch me at all. And why are you so concerned with people having free speech? That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are the ones that need government because you want to control other people. That's it. You're evil. All right. You don't want people to have free speech. You don't want people to learn stuff. So you think we need to control them. You in Pax Maine. You guys are literally evil. And that's why you think that we need to have a system of control to protect against the evil people. No, that's a ruse. When you say we need to protect against the evil people, that's a ruse. You're the evil person that we need to protect against. And so you insert government so that way we cannot protect ourselves against you. period. Yeah, Trip said, Pax, you sound evil. At some point, there are universal laws, but if it harms others, that can be seen as a problem. But other than that, mind your own business. Trip, he can't do that. You know why? Because he's an evil person that wants to control other people. So he can't mind his business. His business is the evilness of control. He is minding, Trip, he's minding his business right now. He's doing it right now. He's minding our business because he wants to control it because he's evil. Anyway. Tucker said, I'm not hating you. I love you. I'm just trying to gain your perspective. And you, no, you're not. You asked Zanfel why he supports me. How are you trying to gain my perspective by asking Zanfel why he supports me? You're not trying to do that. If you wanted to understand this stuff up here, you would go read a book. You would go learn and try to figure out where I'm wrong, what I've missed, and you would come back and present that information so that way you could educate us. You're not doing that, all right? You're an idiot and we're on to you. Oscar said, bro's crashing out. Thank God we're not on TikTok. If we were on TikTok, I would have to block you for that. But no, I'm not crashing out, bro. All right? You're just an idiot. And you can't comprehend how to explain why I'm wrong. So you find the only words that make sense to you. Bro's crashing out. Like, think about it. He's such an idiot. He can't just get up here and explain why I'm wrong. Well, you're wrong because blah, 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 blah. This is what I think, right? So you know what he does? You're crashing out. That's all I have. Like, you don't even have your own words. You're using popular internet jargon as if that makes you intelligent. Imagine how dumb you are. You hear the kids talk on the internet, you steal the words that the kids say, and then you use it to another adult and think that makes you intelligent? Kids are online telling people that they're crashing out, so you use it against me as if that works? Boy, I'm a grown-ass man. You think I care about crashing out? I don't give a damn about that. I'm not 5. The hell is wrong with you? Bro was crashing out, and hey, imagine telling that to your dad. Dad, you're crashing out right now. He'd be like, oh, I'm crashing out, huh? Yeah, all right, I'll show you crashing out. Yes, I am your father. Hugo said we can debate here. Plus, he won't be able to block. I will allow all debates. Go over to the. Did you post it? I didn't see it. Oh, that's the subreddit r dash the real offended. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, and listen, guys. You know what? This was completely worth it today. I'm actually extremely happy that TikTok decided to suspend my live privileges for today because that forced me to come over here and do this on YouTube today because I wasn't not gonna keep doing it because so it forced me to come over here and do it, and now we got our first subreddit, guys. Think about it. We've actually made it to the level where we're hated on so much that somebody has a subreddit about us. I mean, this has been an extremely successful day, for real. Like, I mean, I was gonna private this live after we were done, but I might leave it active. Yeah, I might leave it active. Yeah, I might have to leave this live active now that we've now that it's been such a successful day. Yeah, this has been fantastic. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for real. This is my first time doing this kind of live on here. Yeah, this is my first time doing this kind of live on here, so I didn't know how it was gonna go. I thought for a second that I would be able to bring people up, but it doesn't look like there's a way to do that. So, in order to debate, like if you guys do want to debate me, we're gonna have to do it on X. All right. So if you want to debate me, I'm gonna start doing these on YouTube and on X, so that way we can really open this shit up. All right, and I can really get in y'all asses. Pause. We Are Dumb said, I'm personally agnostic. Zanfel said, you're personally stupid. Tucker said, you only repeat what you say and never show any real evidence. That's a lie. Trip said he's looking for the subreddit and he couldn't find it, guys. Did you really do that, or are you just trolling us? Bobby said, I made it because it's a place where you can't control anyone and you can't simply. No, you made it because you're in love with me, Bobby. All right, that's why you made it. You made it because you're freaking in love with me and you're obsessed with the way I look and the way I talk, and you want to look and talk about. You want to look at me and talk about me all day. That's why. You're not gonna get enough after I'm done. Eventually, this is why you made that, Bobby. Because eventually, I will have to get off YouTube, and you won't be able to see or talk to me for a significant amount of time, and you're not gonna be able to handle that. Like an anime character that is in love with some fairy god elf woman that he met in another world. You're in love with me, and you want to think and talk about me all day until you go to sleep. Then you want to wake up in the morning. The first thing you want to think about when you wake up in the morning is me. That's why you made that subreddit, and I'm appreciative that you did that, for real. My first obsessed fan. All right, I love you to death. I really do love you. You know what I mean? Everybody go join that subreddit. No, so we can actually debate. I'm not gonna debate you over there. You think I'm gonna debate you on a subreddit? If you want to debate me, you're gonna have to do it either on TikTok or on X. All right, yeah. Go debate me on TikTok or on X, and then we can debate over there. I will never block you on X. I mean, what's the point of that? You know? On TikTok, I only block you because you guys try to get my account shut down. That's true. You guys try to get my account shut down, so I do block you on there. But yeah, no, I would never block you on there. Block you? I don't want to block you. No. You complete me. Okay? You complete me. What's wrong with you? You love me so much you went out of your way to make my first subreddit. I'm completed now. What are you talking about? We're in this forever. All right, we're in this forever. All right, I'm a part of your life now. I don't know if you know that or not. All right, you made a subreddit about me. I'm a part of your life. All right, no matter what I do, you're gonna be there watching me. Right, you're gonna be there watching, waiting, hungry, yearning. You'll be yearning for me every time you see me. Like, oh my God, he's just. I get it, bro. You're not. Hey, you won't be the first, and you won't be the last, bro. You certainly won't be the last, and you damn sure ain't the first. All right, so we're good people. Bobby Haggard is now a part of the Real Offended Religion. Shout out, We Are Dumb. Tucker was timed out by Zanfel to the Shadow Realm. Yeah. Trip. By the way, Zanfel, the reason why Trip said don't mute him as much, because I know for us, Zanfel, like we've been going live on TikTok for the past at least a few months. That me and you have been rocking with each other on TikTok. So we used to just muting and blocking people like it's like it's Monday. You just got to be muting and blocking So I do understand, like Trip is like, God dang, like we ain't never used to muting and blocking people, like for real. Like I said on TikTok all the time, we never mute or block anybody on here, or not before today. Obviously, today is a little bit more, provocative, so we got to go there. But before this, I would never mute or block anybody for the most part, because I talk better shit than them. They could never talk better shit than me. Are you serious? Does topic one mean slavery never happened? That's a good question, but no, that's not what that means. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, for the most part, unless they're like actually doing something that will like if they're like using the KIL word or the MURDER word, right? Or they're like talking about doxing people, any of the stuff that we know is not acceptable on YouTube, right? Doxing people and talking about violence explicitly. So those are the type of things that we know for sure we need to mute for. You know what I mean? Oscar said, I wonder why they wanted your account shut down. Oscar, it's clearly because they're jealous. Clearly. We Are Dumb said, why would you block someone if they're a same-sex lover? I would never block people because they're same-sex lovers. I have tons of friends that are same-sex lovers, men and women, and people that we stream with that are same-sex lovers. What are you talking about? Shout out Lady Jessica. Lady Jessica, I believe so. You're right. If I'm not mistaken, Lady Jessica is in that community, and she follows us. Like I have no problem with Lady Jessica. Robert said my phone is muted so I don't lose brain cells. Bro, you could just go watch somebody else so you don't lose brain cells. You don't seem like a very bright person, Robert. Uh-oh, Exodus. It sounds like me and Exodus are on the same page. Exodus said, I spent thousands of hours studying history and never finding anything that's true. Isn't that what I say all the time, Zamfel, right? Don't I always say that? I'm like, because they're like, well, how do you know history is 100% true? Because I've researched an enormous amount of history. I would say that I've researched at this point close to 75% of all history. That's what I say. I say I've researched like 75% of it, which is a lot. Out of that 75%, none of it has been true. None of it. So I'm at the point where I'm not expecting the last 25% to be true. No, the last 25% is a lie too. It's all a lie. Is my point. You know what I mean? Very well said, Exodus. Very well said. Real MTB said, do not recommend this channel. Well, Real MTB, I do not recommend your mom. All right? It was a horrible time. I mean, I got mine off, but after she started tripping, I had to get out of there. All right? So I do not recommend that. We Are Dumb said, his mom is all right, to be fair. You know what? I was exaggerating because she might be listening. Listen, I'm sorry, darling. All right? I didn't mean that. All right? I'll still come over later. All right? I didn't mean that. All right? That that thing was good. All right, that thing was good. All right, it was fine. I just had to say that to him because your son is wilding. All right, come get your son. All right, come get your son. We're having fun. Oh, Real MTB said, "Shut your BAU." And if I don't, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Exactly. You ain't gonna do nothing. You feel me? Yeah, you can't out talk me, you can't outthink me, and you can't whoop me. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Can't out talk, can't outthink, can't whoop me. Yeah, that's rough. Trip said, nah, I think he's playing on that Reddit. Trip went to look for the Reddit and he said it's not there. We Are Dumb said, had to keep you grounded and humble. Thank you, man. Yeah, I started getting too overboard with it. All right. I started to get too overboard. Yeah, you see that, yeah, Exodus. I'm gonna delete that comment. All right. I'm not going to put you on timeout, right? But because I know you're just genuinely, but let's not go there. All right. Yeah, let's not try to talk about doomsday things as it relates to. Yeah, I did. I got it out of there. That's what I'm like. I just want to get rid of that one comment. You know, what I mean, you're still good people, but you know, I don't believe that those things are real. I'm still gonna respond to what you said, right? But I don't want it to be in there because this is a heavily censored topic on here, all right? But I don't think that those things are real, quite frankly. And I've read a lot of primary documents as it relates to what happened during World War II in the South Pacific. All right, without saying it, try to read between the lines of what I'm saying. I've done a lot of research on the details, primary documents about what happened during World War II in the South Pacific. And it leads me to believe that those aren't real. All right. We're gonna leave it there though, because this is a heavily censored YouTube topic. Heavily censored. Jazz Hand says the Reddit is real. I still can't hear this guy's voice, thankfully. See, obsessed. Think about it. Don't want to hear my voice. Still wants to look at me. Hey, does that, all my dudes in the chat, does that sound familiar? Does anybody? I don't want to hear your voice. I still want to look at you. And I still want to talk about you on my Reddit, though. What does that sound like? Hey, all my people that have been in relationships in the chat, who does that sound like? It sounds like a partner that, anyways. Listen, just know that the feeling isn't mutual, all right? All right, I don't feel that way about you, but I do love you, and I appreciate you for obsessing over me so much. Oh my God. Shout out Dixon Cider. John said, not moving. Explain. They've done many experiments to try to prove that the earth is moving. None have been successful. None. All right, look, it's 5 o'clock over here where I'm at. I'm gonna be on here for 15 more minutes, okay? At 5:15, I'm gonna go take a break, and I may come back later. We'll see what happens. If you want to debate me on any of these topics, go follow me on X, okay? At the real offended. Yeah, at the real offended. And we can debate on there. I don't think, yeah, well, we can debate on there. I don't think I'm gonna at least not in the near future. I'm not gonna go on my computer and go live up here so people can come up. But I will start doing these more often just to come up and chat with people though. All right. I will do that. So go follow me on X, the real offended, and hit me and say, I want to debate you on one of those topics. I'll set up a live over there where I bring people up and we can debate over there on X, okay? Mudbug said, "Can you back that up with actual evidence?" Yeah. The very well known Michelson and Morley experiments and the Aries failure are two very popular examples where a scientist conducted an experiment that was designed perfectly able to test the movement of the Earth, and they both were not able to do that because the Earth isn't moving. Johnny Corsi said, bro just made unsubstantiated claims and has zilch to prove it. I just told you the names of the scientific experiments, sir. Like, you're just trolling now, all right? Those are the names of the scientific experiments. Just because you're not aware of this, listen, stop trying to paint us with your ignorance, okay? If you don't know something, all that means is that you don't know it. I never heard of that before. All right, that's because you're stupid. That can't be true. I've never heard of it. No. You've never heard of it, so you're stupid is the correct answer, all right? If you don't know shit, by definition, that means you're ignorant. I digress. Leslie said if the earth does not move, then the sun and moon does not move either. No, Leslie, you're a moron, all right? Leslie, you're an absolute idiot, and this conversation is over your head. I don't know, maybe there was a typo in there or whatever, but if I'm reading that comment correctly, you're an idiot, okay? We Are Dumb said dinosaurs are not dragons. Well, what are you basing this off of, We Are Dumb? What are you basing this off? We are dumb said, I'm trying to stay ignorant. To be honest, the more I think and research, the more I go crazy. We are dumb. That's not an ignorant position to have. And I do not blame you for that. Okay. I do not shame people for being ignorant or choosing to believe in things religiously. I do not do that. You are more than welcome to believe whatever it is that you want. And if it's a religious belief, that's totally fine. I just have an issue when people try to tell me that I'm ignorant or not believing in science because I'm only believing in things that are proved by scientific experiment because they're describing things inaccurately. So I will correct people, but I will never try to change your mind. You can believe whatever you want because it is tough knowing the truth. It is. I would never come out and be like, oh yeah, you should want to mess up, your entire day trying to learn all the things that they were lying to you about. All right, it's not going to make for a good day. Yeah, shout out, I guess Jazz and somebody else, the people that Bobby. Yeah, shout out them. They went and made a subreddit for me. This is the first time that I've had a subreddit made for me, and so I'm very excited about this today. I mean, dare I say this has been one of the most successful days in my YouTube history. Dare I say? You know what I mean? Like, when your haters go to the next level, you go to the next level. That's what I'm saying. So now my haters are to the point where they are so obsessed with me, they want to talk about me even when I'm not streaming. So they've created a whole subreddit. So I would suggest everybody go look at it. I mean, I'll be in there eventually, but I'm just mainly just going to be talking shit about how you guys are obsessed with me, though. I'm not going to be taking you seriously. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, can you define dragons? Johnny Corsi, listen, just because you say I won't substantiate something, like you're trying to cast a spell on me, it's like you know what I'm gonna do in the future. Like you're making claims and you're not gonna, like, bro. First of all, just because you say I didn't substantiate something in the past, that doesn't mean that's true. You can say all you want. Oh, you never substantiated that. I did substantiate it. I substantiated it with scientific experiments. I gave two actually. So I did substantiate it. And no matter how many times you say you didn't substantiate it, that don't make it true. Your spell work doesn't work over here. Okay, we're not receptive. Okay, you can't magically change the order of events and think that it becomes fact now. All right, I did substantiate it, and I always do. And you saying that won't change it. And I love you. All right. Oh, you didn't. Well, hey, you saying I didn't sure changes reality. Bellamia said nobody takes you seriously either. Oh no, Bellamia, your mom takes me very serious. Very, I mean, too serious. I'd be having to tell her to relax. Look at Jazz. He's an idiot, guys. Don't watch him. I know I'm watching him, but it's only because I'm obsessed with him and I'm in love, and so I can't stop. All right? If you watch him long enough, you're going to become in love like me. All right? I'm literally in love with this random guy I never met. So don't watch him, or else you'll be like me. uh, we are dumb said Bellamia got two dads, though. Are you sure about that? I'm so happy that I finally got a true obsessed fan. John said debate isn't just an argument, you blank. Very clever, very clever. Trip in the chat said that he tried to find it, but he couldn't find it. So they're probably just lying. I trust Trip a lot more. I trust Trip a lot more than I trust them. Listen, like I said, I'm gonna be on here for 10 more minutes. If you guys want to debate me, go follow me on X at the Real Infinite. Say I want to debate you, and then when I come back, I will set up a live on X just to debate whoever messaged me over there. All right. If not, then I might come back live over here for a few more hours later on. We'll see what happens. Listen, if any of the mods find the subreddit, I definitely give you permission to post it in here. All right. If any of the mods find the subreddit, you can post it immediately. I don't know about you, but I'm 100% an African. Well, good for you. What part of Africa is your family from? We are dumb. Hugo said, but he can't block or ban us there. I didn't block or ban you over here. Hey, listen, you don't have to have an excuse on why you're so obsessed with me that you want to talk about me all day on your own time, even when I'm not there. Think about it. He thinks he needs to have an excuse to justify why he's obsessed with me. Listen, bro, nobody's confused as to why you're obsessed with me. We all know what it is. All right? It's okay. All right, you're in love with me, and you know that we'll never be a thing, and so you're gonna talk about me all day on Reddit, so you can feel like we're in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. There you go. Trip looks like Trip found it. You talked about him more than he talked about you. No, I didn't. I don't know him. I don't follow him. I never watched his live. I don't have a subreddit about him. What the hell are you talking about? Happening Tube said, "What are you going to do when you meet someone who agrees with all your points?" I mean, there's a lot of people that agree with all my points. I mean, like 6,000 people that follow me on TikTok agree with all my points. Well, almost 7,000 now. 7,000 people that follow me on TikTok agree with at least half of my points, and a good amount of them agree with all my points. So there's a large community of people that follow me already that agree with these points. We Are Dumb said, my grandma's a dinosaur. So are you saying she's actually a dragon? Yes, I'm saying your grandmother is a dragon, not a dinosaur. Zanfel said, but yet here you are. Exactly. Zanfel, listen, remember when they talked about, yeah, some people are just chemically, you know what I mean? Some people are just, there you go. Yeah, we know. And what was I saying the whole time, Zanfel? I was like, yeah, you. Wasn't I saying that the whole time? I'm like, dog, the only reason why you guys think that people are chemically imbalanced to the point where you can't trust them is because that's who you are. You're chemically imbalanced. You can't be trusted. You want to infringe on other people. That's why you think like that. I said it word for word. Literally what I said. And I was right, as I always am. Happening said, and what will you do when you meet them? I don't know. I don't know. We did it. Guys, we did it. Wow. Can you guys put my logo on the subreddit? Listen, I appreciate you guys for doing it, but can you get my logo up there? All right, put my logo up there and put my YouTube account so people know where to follow me. All right. Yes, sirski. Hey, we on our way, man. We on our way. We finally got a subreddit, guys. We on our way, man. Listen, guys. Hey, 4 more minutes. I'm gonna be on here, and then I'm gonna go take a quick little smoke break. If you want the debate, go follow me on X at the Real Offended on X. Okay, I will bring you up. We can debate about anything, and we can speak freely since it's on X. It could be any of these subjects or any subject, to be real. But if nobody messages me on X to debate, then maybe I'll come back over here and go live later on. If I do get a message on X, then I will start a live on X just to see who wants to debate, and we'll see how that goes over there. All right. So I'm gonna be on here for 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take a break. Oh yeah, and join the Discord. If you look on my page, the Discord is in there. I'm not always consistent in posting when I go live, but I try to remember to post when I'm going live and where I'm going live in my Discord. So we have a Real Offended Discord. It's in the description of our YouTube channel somewhere over the rainbow. The Earth is spinning. What scientific evidence do you have of this? Oh. Woo. If I ask what scientific evidence you have, saying the word astronauts does not constitute scientific evidence, okay? Saying the word NASA research and photos does not constitute scientific evidence. Math is also not scientific evidence, just so you know, all right? That chef, yeah, math is not scientific evidence, okay? Scientific experiments are observations, hypotheses, and repeated experiments. So what repeated experiments have been done that prove the shape and the size of the Earth? Or that it's moving, which is, I think, what you said, right? That it's spinning. What repeated experiments have been done that prove that the Earth is spinning? Is God scientific evidence? You know what? We are dumb. Me and you agree on one thing. You do only ask stupid questions. That's a fact. Okay, so I asked him what scientific experiments have been done that proves the Earth is spinning. This is his response. What's your scientific research that it isn't spinning? 1-0 me, all right? 1-0 me, all right? If I ask you a question and you answer my question with a question, that means I just won, all right? That's right. That means I just cooked you. And you're trying to disguise the fact that I cooked you with my question by turning it on me and asking me a question. Like, this ain't the question game. Answer the question or you lost. Anyways, all right, guys, listen, like I said, I may go live on X later. If you want to debate on X, go message me on X at The Real Offended. Say, I want to debate you. I'll set up a live so we can debate over there in like an hour. If not, I may go live later on here. Shout out Trip. Trip posted the subreddit that my new biggest fans made for me. So everybody go check out the subreddit. I just joined. Excuse me. I just joined, so I'm on the subreddit now. All right, and I'm sure it'll be a good time. But think about, hey, we on our way, guys. We on our way. The first time somebody loved me enough to go make a subreddit for me. Man. All right, this has been a great day. Like I said, this is my first time doing this on here because I usually do it on TikTok, but they banned me on TikTok, and I'm glad they did that. I'm very happy that they did that because I got to go live over here and do this, have a much better time, and now I have a whole subreddit. Think about it. I mean, this was wow. Today could not have gone better. Now that I think about it. All right, I'll see you guys later, either on X or maybe on here. Okay.